Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Nano Dan, and hello to anyone else out there lurking. Do you remember me? It's Rickubus, the VTuber that doesn't stream all that much. But it's Friday night, fuckers, and Splatoon 3 Summer Nights just kicked off like 15 minutes ago, so I'm on my way to the beach. I'm a little bit late, but I kind of honestly forgot the time at which these events kind of start. I'm like, wait, is it like at 4 or is it at 6? And then like when it comes to time zones, I'm a massive idiot that doesn't understand them too well. I get so very confused about PT, PST. Are they the same thing? California kind of counts as both PT and PST, but I think that's like a daylight saving times thing or whatever. So I think we're still kind of like in PST. We're not in PT yet. I don't know. It's confusing. I just wanted to make sure before I like started stream that we were gonna get into Splatoon, and the event was actually going to be live and started, and I went look like an idiot, had to have to stall for like an hour and like have a few hours of talking before it began, all that, you know? You stream more than me these days. Well, I mean, Nano, you were at Anime Expo, so you stream more than I do, and you only stream 2 days a week at most, unless it's a special occasion during the weekdays like your birthday or something happens, you know? I don't know. I wish I could stream more, but you know me, I'm always fucking well, I'm not fucking I'm not fucking at all. What I meant to say was I'm just always struggling with being a perfectionist and waiting for the right time to do things and waiting to feel okay to stream, because there's nothing worse than doing a stream when you feel miserable and you don't feel up to it. And I don't really get the choice of whether or not I feel like doing a stream when it comes to these Splatoon 3 events, the Splatfest, the seasonal events and all that. Even though the grand festival happened and Splatoon 3's regular updates are kind of over, they still do new Splatfest for the 4 seasons. We get spring, we got summer, we got Halloween, and we got Christmas. A few other streamers I follow have been canceling or only scheduling one stream a week. Keep the summer stride you got. I guess. I don't know. Is everyone just getting burnt out on VTubing, or is it just like the weather's too fucking hot? Because I had tons of plans for games that I wanted to play. I wanted to play Go-Go Hyper Grind, I wanted to play Cell Damage, I wanted to do another Mr. Mosquito stream, and a Doshin the Giant stream. And then, what other plans? Like, I want to do UFO, A Day in the Life, I want to do Boku Natsumi 2, I want to do... I want to do No Straight Roads. There's a lot of summer games. I want to do Fingun 2. Fingun has a sequel. I don't know if you guys know that. You remember the last time I played Fingun. I want to do a Demolition Girl stream again. I want to do a lot. I want to do a lot. Streaming, you know, got a bad tummy ache. Oh. That's like... Yeah, I don't know. I have friends right now that are really depressed, and it's not fun. It's not fun. My friends aren't happy. I'm not happy, and that's kind of like been the entire mood of the year so far. Is not a lot of my friends out there are very happy right now, and they're all stressed out. They're all depressed, and I kind of you know. I'm not really like I'm an empath. I'm not kind of like that guy, but, you know, when the mood of everyone else is down, then I myself feel down. I can only feel happy in a world where everyone around me is kind of happy, but if no one around me is happy, then I kind of start to spiral myself, if that makes any sense. It sucks. It fucking sucks. I want my friends to be happy. I want things to be like they used to be last year, but... as things currently stand, it's kind of just me trying to do the best that I can and drag my stupid corpse through the year. It's already like fucking 7 months in. The only good thing to happen this year, like fuck, what was the only good thing to happen this year? I guess Sayako came out and that was it. It's all been downhill ever since that. I can't go a single fucking stream without mentioning my game of the year. Sayako Giantess dating. Sayako Giantess dating. Fuck. Sayako Giantess dating sim. Game gave me massive brain rot. 10 out of 10 would recommend. But only if you're actually of the same brain rot as me, I suppose. Man, it's taking a while to get to the beach today. The traffic here sucks ass. Come on, come on, come on. We got Splatoon to play. We got Splatoon to play. It's gonna be a beautiful night at the beach. It's gonna be a... Okay, here's the thing. Like, I made the night scene for Fantavision, and I swapped everything over to the daytime again. I'm like, wait a second. Why the fuck it's Splatoon 3 Summer Nights? It's perfect. It's goddamn perfect. Okay, fucking traffic cleared up again. Let's go! Let's get to the fucking beach already. So yeah, I'm like, wait a second, why did I just reset everything back to... Well, it's not too much effort to change it, but still. This is stuff that probably only makes sense to me, with all my technical bullshit and art assets that I create for the streams. Why is my phone? Why is my Discord? Oh yeah, I guess Pantheon Stalking Season 2 came out, and there's a giantess scene in the very first episode, so... everyone's been DMing me that and letting me know, and I'm like, yeah. I haven't watched the first episode yet, but welcome back, Pantheon Stalking. Which is kind of like what this little emote of mine is kind of based on when I made it. Well, it's over there. It's very tiny if you can see it. But, you know, actually... God, I got so many, Where is it? Where is it? I gotta clean up my OBS, because there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. It's, like, very messy. I'm trying to find it. Where the fuck is it? There it is, there it is. This thing right here. It's kind of like, you know, the ending for Pantheon Stalking. I always really like the cute little head bobbles and the simple smile to it, so like when I was fucking around in Live 2D and kind of like learning how to do things with it, I just decided to make a little head bobble, and this is, yeah. I liked it before it was cool. I watched it when it came out. I was looking forward to it before it came out. But I mean, nowadays, everyone, their mother likes Pantheon Stalking, and it's a cult classic, and now we got a season 2. Hope it's a good one. Hope it's a good one. Hope it doesn't disappoint people. But I don't think it will disappoint people. I think people will be pretty happy with it, maybe. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Will it live up to the first season? Will it be worse than the first season? Who knows? Who knows? It's hard to tell with anime sometimes. Even anime could suffer seasonal rot, but it's been like, what, how many years since the original came out? Fucking an entire decade, maybe? I can't remember what year it came out at this point. Hello, Sogo. Hello, Scarf the Smith. It should nap to that song if Splatoon isn't conductive enough to that. Okay, here, we're finally at the fucking beach. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, summer nights. So yeah, here we are. It's nighttime and everything. feels like forever since it came out. Yeah, it has been forever since it came out. The Anime Expo happened. Of course I have FOMO. I could have went, but I don't like traveling alone, which is funny enough. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the theme for this Splatfest. The Summer Night Splatfest is, what would you like to travel by? Would you like to travel by land, sea, or air? And you know, at first I was like, well, I like cars, I like road trips. That's like the perfect, like, I made a scene that is me driving in a fucking car. I have the end screen that features the car that I'm driving. And here I am being a fucking dumbass and picking Team Air. I figured if I'm going on a vacation somewhere, it's best to get there as fast as fucking possible so I can enjoy the vacation that much more. A road trip is fun if the whole point of it is a road trip and you really don't have any goal in mind, I guess, because that's the adventure of it. You might have an endpoint, but there's fun stops along the way, so that's like where traveling by land can be very romantic and interesting and educational of your surroundings and just the adventure of getting lost. But I don't like getting lost. I get stressed out when I get lost. If my GPS's malfunction and send me down a wrong path and then they stop working, like at 3 a.m. at night, I'm like, oh god, oh fuck, oh god, oh fuck, which has happened before. And I'm like, alright, this is where the swamp people jump out and kill me and behead me and eat my guts and everything. But luckily that didn't happen. I managed to get somewhere that restored the signal to my GPS, and I managed to get home safely. Boat might be the worst if you're on the open ocean. Oh yeah, because pirates still exist. Pirates very well still exist. I have never taken a cruise in my life, and I don't think I probably ever will. But, I don't know, never say never. It probably would be a good experience to go on a little bit of a cruise, but, you know, not in the open waters where you're gonna get your boat like jumped by pirates and then like, all right, give us all your money, you know, stuff like that. And I can't swim, so the thought of the boat sinking, I'm gonna be dead. I'm like surrounded by the thing that could kill me. But that's kind of like funny in a One Piece way, because like anyone that eats the devil fruits obviously can't swim, but they're all pirates. So the moment like they touch water, they basically drown and die. Hi, Ziona. No Kiwi yet. I didn't really reactivate the Kiwi redeem. I'm sorry. Eventually, the Kiwi will be back for Jumping Flash 2, which is another game I want to play for the summer. I gotta make a thumbnail for it. So many summer plans, and I'm letting summer, like, go right by me, but life is very... It's been, I don't know. I'm burnt out. I keep saying it. I'm burnt out, but it's true. It's true. I'm burnt out. It's like... I wish I could be the kind of VTuber that has a schedule and packs every single day full of events and can do 2 days, 3 days back-to-back of 8-hour talking. But that's not my nature. My nature is I do one stream, I get super fatigued, I need to give my voice a rest. I don't talk to people. I don't like really I don't really strain my vocal cords too much to the point where just a little bit of talking can make me feel lightheaded, and I'm just fuck my voice up for the next day, and I'll need rest. It's just yeah, it's I don't know. The third anniversary is coming up on, what is it? When did I start streaming? The 19th or the 18th? I think the 19th. Dumbass forgot his own fucking anniversary. Nah, I'll probably like play Dynamite Heady, or we'll see like what I want to do with that. It's not gonna be like a big crazy event like the other anniversaries were, in my honest opinion. When I look at all the thumbnails that I did for this year, I'm kind of like very underwhelmed by like how shit my output was. So I don't know. This might be the worst anniversary I have, and I'm not like in the best of moods to like be like, hell yeah, I'm doing great, because like I'm doing okay, but I'm not like doing amazing or great or anything. I'm just kind of like existing, being a little scrimblow and playing my scrimblow video games and my unpopular video games, and not being the world's best VTuber. But I mean, I can't be the world's best VTuber. I'm a scrimblow. I exist to be the fucking jobber in all this. Once a 2-view male, always a 2-view male. Sounds fine to let it reflect how the year is going. Yeah, it's going like, family's depressed, friends are depressed. The malaise that society has right now is not so good. Things at work are pretty okay, but I don't know, work is just always draining, as it always is. It's just fucking shitty retail job around people that aren't my friends and that I don't care about. And you know, I go to work, I'm bored for a few hours, I come back home, I'm tired because I work early, and I take a nap, I wake up, do my silly little daily rituals, work on some stream stuff, hopefully, and then prepare a stream and do it, and hope that, you know, it's on a good day, at a good hour, where people are gonna watch, and it's just not gonna be me talking to myself for like 5 hours. But that's probably gonna be the case of the Splatoon stream, because that's usually always the case of the Splatoon stream, where people don't like really care about the Splatoon streams, because who would actually fucking care about Splatoon? It's like, what, 3 years now? Splatoon kind of like came out around the time that I started streaming, so it's just a glorified Zatsudon stream with the world's most boring gameplay to watch. And that's like always the mark of an anxious stream for me, is if I'm gonna do a Splatoon stream, is anyone gonna show up, or am I gonna be trying to talk to myself for like 3 or 4 hours? It sucks. But that's why those Splatoon streams kind of get a little bit raw, they kind of get emotional, they kind of like, it's just I don't know, just having a talk. In most cases. Can I get a meow as a compensation for my lack of kiwi? Meow. There you go. I went cat mode for just a little split second. I don't have like any I don't have any like crazy gags set up for the stream. It's honestly a pretty boring Splatfest theme. I could have drawn a little shitty plane and put myself inside of it. That would have been funny, but I didn't feel like drawing anything. I just like, this is a roll out of bed, just throw shit together kind of stream. It's like, it's Splatoon, no one's gonna show up. I spent a good like two years putting a lot more effort into them, and I just like, at this point I'm just kind of lazy, just kind of really lazy. I don't know. But yeah, thank you for joining me so far. I know once I get into the gameplay, that's gonna clean the room out. All of you are gonna be like, ew, Splatoon gameplay? Ew, get out of here. But hopefully it doesn't last too long tonight. Hopefully I keep having victory after victory, and I get carried to the end. Like I said, my decision is to just be Team Air, because it's just the fastest way to get somewhere that you need to be and to make the most of your trip, if your trip is planned. But other than that, my other choice would be car, if there was no plan. Say, like, oh, I was going to drive to another state, which is something that a lot of people have to do in the United States, because driving and cars are kind of mandatory here. There's so much land. There's so much in between. You're gonna see so much cool shit. And if you don't really have job that's stressful and you're on a tight schedule and you could probably work from anywhere, then, you know, a life out on the road, just driving place to place, working remotely, is kind of like, it's kind of cool in concept. Owning an RV is kind of cool in concept. Just not being tied down and being able to go anywhere you want to go and see all kinds of sights and places and weather and peoples and It's cool, but can you draw yourself in a military jet plane and your whole squadron is getting wiped out, crashing into a giant? It's already happened, Nano. Though, it wasn't quite how you described it, but it did technically happen. It did technically happen. And with the Demolition Girl thumbnail. The world's shittiest jet plane that I drew. By the way, I bought a copy of Demolition Girl, a Japanese copy, and it should be like arriving any day now. I decided like, man, I want to own this fucking piece of shit. I love this piece of shit. So I want to stream the Japanese version of it for you guys, which is like better. It's balanced. It actually has cutscenes. The weird localization did a lot of weird things to the game. It took the voice acting out of the game, it unanimated the cutscenes and turned them into slideshows, it fucked around with like the final boss and its hitboxes and made everything more infuriating. It's kind of like really weird, the decisions that they made. But like, I mean, the box art for the European version is like funny in an iconic way, because it's just such a shovelware, it's so shovelware. It's Euro jank shovelware looking. And the logo's funny too, but you know, the Japanese box art is way better. Do I even still have it? Demolition Girl Japanese box art. Trying to like find a. Yeah, I'll just like throw up. Well, no, not that kind of throw up, but I'll try and like throw up a what the box art looks like. So like when I make these thumbnails, sometimes I try and design it after the box art, and of course, whoa. Of course, I take some liberties. I drew her a little bit more on the shorter side, a little bit more thick. That butt's a little more pronounced. But yeah, this little fucking shitty gremlin version of myself is one of the best drawings I ever made of myself. Everyone loves that. And here's the Japanese cover for the game, which, you know, it stars Riho Futaba, the classic Simple 2000 series character that everyone loves. She's got a cult following behind her, and she appears in many of their other games. So maybe I'll get around to playing another one that features her, if I can unlock her, but no promises, no promises. Or Japanese girls and their lack of ass. No, you haven't seen enough Japanese girls. Sometimes they do have good asses. Everyone is capable of having a good ass. But yeah, this is not a pervert stream. I'm not supposed to be being a pervert here. I just want to like tell you guys, like, yeah, I fucking spent $40 for a Japanese copy of a PS2, which isn't that bad. It's not that bad, honestly. Like $48. Nah, it's probably like, you know, probably costed like what, $20 in Japan when it was new. But shit, it looked like it was a really decent quality, very well taken care of copy of the game, complete with everything, manual, box, original sleeve, disc and everything. And it's been tested, it works too, but I mean, I don't have a Japanese PS2, so I can't play it, but still I want it as a part of my collection, because it just feels like it's something that I need to own. Anyways, it's been 30 minutes, I haven't fucking... I need to like jump into Splatoon and start. Sorry for the... It is just gonna be a Zatsudon stream for like the next 4 hours or whatever. Watch some Japanese action videos. Yeah, the GAVs. Japanese action videos. That's a good way of putting it. It's a good way of putting it. Nah, I'm not actually like much of a person that watches porn, strangely enough. I don't know. I'm a really weird kind of pervert. I guess 2D is better than 3D in some ways. I don't know. Fuck. Let's don't be a pervert, Rick. Come on, you gotta be normal for some of these streams. You're already alienating your audience by being such a freak. Listen, the Sayako streams already happened, and I doubt, I doubt I'll ever be anything ever because of them. I got too freaky. And I have been being too freaky. Anyways, Splatoon time. Okay. I don't think I muted my microphone for that, so you probably heard my chair creaking or like me making noises like. Okay. I think the last Splatoon stream I did, my camera was acting all fucked up a lot of the time, and I was like stuck in weird positions. But that shouldn't be a problem anymore. I fucked around with VTube Studio, but if you do like notice any malfunctions, please do let me know. Be the freak the world tries to ignore. I mean, I think in this world, freaks get the most attention. I mean, VTubers are popular, aren't they? Most VTubers are already kind of weirdos and freaks. Find me like a well-adjusted VTuber. They kind of don't exist. We all belong in the asylum. There's like practically something wrong with each and every one of us. Whoa. So I'm playing on Friday. We don't have the big venue set up. All the idols are floating around in their little separate boats with their own unique little vocals. But yeah, taking some of the sights. I love the little stickers of the fun masks. They all got their summer outfits and their summer colors. Where's Big Man? Yeah, he's just a watermelon. He like wins every single costume of every seasonal event. He's just a big old watermelon. Yeah, I just love this goofy decoration here. It's just so summer. The pineapples, the inner tubes, the giant wave right here. I love inner tubes for some reason. It's not a weird fetish thing. I know there's people out there that like love inflatables and stuff, but I've mentioned in the past, I just used to like going to swimming pools and going to a little vacation town that had rivers and stuff, and you know, it was like a very summery activity, and I just liked having inner tubes and stuff like that. I had apparently like one of the inner tubes I picked out was a weird Loch Ness monster thing that I called Bambi or something. According to my parents, it's like, oh yeah, that's Rick's Bambi. I'm like, Why did I call it that? And it was like purple and pink. And like blues. Like it... I don't know, I think I've just always really liked saturated colors, even as a kid. Nah, I still have my buff. Enjoy the tropical little tunes. Did I leave the pool? Cause like I don't see anyone in here unless Splatoon is like completely dead at this point. Yeah, we have all these like little hidden details, and I love the lobby music for summer. Must have looked somewhat deer-like to a baby Rick. Yeah. So there's like old family photos of me in my little inflatable inner tube that has the weird Loch Ness monster thing that I named Bambi. Me and my mom, my dad, like back when life was beautiful. The innocence of childhood. Back when I was still alive and not a demon. By the way, I got the badge for my other weapon, so I'm swapping over to something a little bit different today. It's still the same weapon, but a different loadout, so... I mean, yeah, these events kind of revive Splatoon. The matchmaking is still there. It funnels everyone back into the game to play for a reason, and it's like the first hour of it too. I'm sure it'll like, well, no, it's probably not gonna die down until the event's over. It's like 48 hours that these last. To get them out of the way as soon as I can. In the past, I would play on like Saturdays. But I don't like streaming on the weekends. Because a lot of friends stream on weekends, and it's just very... it's a very competitive hour to stream. And I rather stream on a day that I think most people will probably show up and want to chat and watch, maybe. But it's hard to tell. Splatoon streams are always like not popular. Hello, Prisma. Welcome to the Dweeb. Welcome to the pretty colors. Oh yeah, something to talk about. Well, something to mention. The colors for this are CMY. Cyan, magenta, yellow. No black representation, but yeah, it's my colors. It's my colors. The theme I never really point out too much in like social media or any of my material. People just probably see my eyes and my mouth and go, ugh, what shitty color design choices. They're so gaudy, they're so ugly and saturated. You mute yourself. Normalize your eyes and choose one color. It's like, no. It's the ink method. What is it, subtractive? Subtractive colors? It's intentional. It's intentional. Ink. Incubus. Like, I-N-K. Ink. I never really know how to brand myself anywhere on social media. Yeah, everyone's like, I'm the so-and-so VTuber. Right now, I'm just fucking calling myself the Scrimblow VTuber because it feels right. I'm just a Scrimblow. I stream Scrimblow games. No one even knows who I am, so it's kind of a... It feels appropriate. I am very in tune with being a Scrimblow. it is nice to see that they still seem to be supporting the game. Feels like the last two had their big fest and then it was on to the next one. Yeah, it's in a... There is a backwards compatibility thing though. And I mean, Splatoon 2 did get a little bit of support, but... I don't know. I think Nintendo realized that they really fucked up by just ending support for Splatoon 2 so early. But they had to go work on Animal Crossing. And it's like, what do they have now that they're working on? They're either working on Animal Crossing DLC for the Switch 2 to revitalize New Horizons, or maybe a new Animal Crossing altogether, but I doubt they would make an entirely new Animal Crossing from scratch again anytime soon. You really should have picked the blue team then. Oh, you never made that connection? That, yeah, CMYK. I have all the colors represented of that. But like I said, my branding's a mess. I don't really point that out that detail, and people don't realize until I mention it. Because it doesn't really roll off the tongue well. Hello, I'm Rickubus. I am a CMYK. Incubus. It just sounds like stupid. I don't know. You see all these other VTubers and their monikers are just... They have that shit in their profile. They're like, oh, I'm the so-and-so. I'm the, verb noun VTuber. And it just feels so very manufactured. And fake. I don't know what I mean by that. Sometimes I just wonder if I should even call myself a VTuber in my profile. Because that's probably just a word a lot of people add to block lists and block scripts at this point. So probably it just like filters me out hard if I have VTuber in my name. I don't know. I don't really get any followers on Twitter. Aside from like maybe one every month. No one's looking for new VTubers to watch. I certainly don't make a good impression on a lot of people, I'm sure. Team Piss. Okay, yeah, just right now I'm just the Scrimblow VTuber because I love the word Scrimblow, and I just think it's really funny, and it actually is fitting for me. So hello, Colchis. Hello. Oh, bot got its balls blasted. Haha, get fucked. It feels so good every time I see like a message get deleted instantly. I've been having an issue with the Discord though, where bots are entering the servers and spamming shit and adding everyone. I wish I knew how to better set up Discord security, but ugh. I had a really weird one earlier that entered a server and deleted its own message after making it. Which makes me like wonder, is that some sort of security flaw? I don't know. Or does Discord have some sort of like anti-bot detection? Or maybe someone's bot malfunctioned. But yeah, I'm pretty quick to usually catch that shit anyways and kill it. Ugh. Tired, worried, you're sick. Oh yeah, Cole, you went to a convention, so you're gonna have the con AIDS for a few days. I'm sorry, buddy. You're not gonna make it out of this healthy. You're not gonna make it out of this healthy. You're gonna be sick. The con flu is real. No one told you to just drink a shit ton of vitamin C and like boost your immune system before going, I'm sure. Oh, they made some changes to this map, didn't they? I'm just like now realizing these things weren't here before. I guess they realized how flat this was. Ah, okay, he read me like a book. Yeah, the whole CMYK thing just comes from me asking friends a long time ago, like, oh, what kind of monster boy do you think I would be if I were a monster? A lot of people said slime. A lot of people said a incubus, and so I just combined the two together, and I'm like, oh, I'm an artist, so CMYK, like ink. I thought I was so fucking clever and original. Like, yeah, I'm just like an incubus made out of ink, and I naturally have green eyes. So what two colors do you combine that make green? Blue and yellow? Whoa. Oh my god, look at that. Green eyes. Whoa. And I guess my eyes are the kind of eyes that some people have said they're two different colors before, and I've freaked out classmates. I don't know if it's just like a lighting thing or whatever, but I think it's just a lighting thing. Like, under certain lights, it kind of looks like I might have two different colored eyes sometimes. Is it like heterochromia is what it's called? Or something? But I don't have heterochromia. I think it's just like sometimes the blue in my eyes shine a little bit more than the green in my eyes. But yeah, Cole, chug a bunch of orange juice. Stock up on vitamin C. You're gonna need it. You're gonna fucking need it. No one ever makes it out of a convention without getting sick. Leaving the house is a recipe for getting sick. Good thing I don't leave the house. When I do, I go to work and I fucking avoid people as much as possible. Keep those mouth breathers away from me. Disgusting normies. Get out of my sight. Zion mentioned the colors in your design being the chromatic colors on the color wheel or something, and I thought that was radical. Wait, what? I may be an artist, but I don't really know too much about color theory. I just kind of like know some color theory.
I wish I could have gone to a cool convention and had fun with a bunch of friends and go to Disneyland. Alas, I am cheap as hell and very frugal with my money, and also deathly afraid of meeting people, especially friends. Because I have brain issues.
Come on, you little fucker, come down here. Okay. Rick, I will buy your tickets next. Do not, I don't deserve, I do not deserve it. You guys don't even know if I'll be around next year. Who knows, maybe I'll quit VTubing. Maybe I'll die in a car crash. Maybe something horrible will happen to me. Someone will kill me. Psycho might be real, and I might be living in a drawer eating peanuts for the rest of my life. I mean, if that happens, I'd probably be happy. I'd probably be happier there than I am here. God, I have fucking brain damage. Okay, please tell me we had enough coverage to completely put that in our favor. I think we do. I think we do. We need to get as much use out of you as possible until you get rent asunder on 2026 July 21st. What the fuck do you mean by that, Nano? What the fuck do you mean by that? What do you know that I don't know? Are you a serial killer and you just like chose to just kill me? Is that like your entire like grift of being here? Is just to like fucking murder me? Oh wait, no, is that the new like 2012 or whatever where the world's gonna end? Is that what it is? Like, I'm out of the loop on the whole Doomsayer shit. I imagine you probably went to Anime Expo, and then, like, of course, all the religious nut jobs are outside protesting with signs about how anime is satanic and shit. Those fuckers are always at Anime Expo. I guess that's a new Doomsday then, isn't it? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't fucking know. I don't like fucking pay attention to the outside world at all. All the outside world is fuss and misery, and I want no part of it. One thing I hate about this sub-weapon is it has motion controls, but it is actually like a really good weapon to just like throw out there and spam. It really fucks with people. Rick, I saw you stole a cosplayer and I'm regretting not asking for a photo with Felt Cole. You're gonna live with that regret forever now. No, there will always be more Y'shtola cosplayers. Nah, wake me up when you find a Sayako cosplayer. I don't know, that'd be the better choice. Next year, surely, yeah. Okay, I saw a Sayako avatar in a VR chat screenshot, so it already exists out there. Someone made a fan avatar of Sayako, but I don't think it's public or open to the public. Unfortunately. I'm sure one will eventually maybe come out. The girl's getting popular. Getting some really nice fan art, too. Well, while you're sick, Cole, at least you'll be able to play the game finally, right? Fucking all my friends excited for it coming out, and then none of them fucking play it on release and wait like 2 months after. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm the only one over here being mentally ill and excited about something. Bredy cosplayer. Oh, right, yeah, you mentioned seeing a Bredy from Nikkei. I hate gacha games, but I still play Nikkei. Giant Ojo-sama when the anime comes out. Oh, right, that's gonna be an anime. Hopefully it's a good anime. Hopefully it's a good anime. It's Tatsunoko doing it, if I recall right. I like the Nikkei girl designs. I was like kind of talking about this with a friend of like just most gacha girl designs do nothing for me. I look at shit like Uma Musume, and I'm just like, I guess they're cute, but a lot of it's just too samey and boring to me. And that's gonna get people, like... Oh, sorry, Sogo, sorry for that. I guess maybe the channel doesn't consider you a regular yet enough to post a link. That's how I deal with the bots, is it's a 1 second timeout the moment like someone that isn't recognized as a regular posting a link, because I just automatically assume most people are so polite that they're not going to instantly link something in a streamer's chat without first making sure that they can. And yeah. Anyways, what was I saying? Uma Musume, yeah, people are gonna put my head on a pike for this opinion, but I just think their designs, like, they're cute, but they're boring. I'm not interested at all. Like, from an aesthetical standpoint, it does nothing for me. I see Uma Musume designs and I'm like, yeah, that's a cute anime horse girl. I know they're based off of real horses and all that, but I'm just kind of like, okay. I see Nikke character designs, and there's something just really nice about them. They're unapologetically horny, but at the same time, they're not exactly the same as every other gacha game where it feels generic in a way. There's something really different about Nikke design that I enjoy. And I mean, they gotta be doing something right since they have such a massive female player base that actually plays the fucking horny Coomer game where girls shoot guns and their ass and tits jiggle everywhere and get put up in the camera. I think you're probably doing something right. Enemy team is like being held in their base, I guess. Are we like just stomping them? Just keep like throwing bombs up there to fuck with them. Ah, damn it. Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of other gacha games out there, and like I don't know. Fucking right now, the hot shit that everyone is doing are Genshin likes, and those are just, they all look like the same game to me. They're all the same fucking boring anime aesthetic, over-designed characters, and just they're boring. I hate them. They don't look like they'd be a character who's fun to draw. They don't look like a character I could like get invested into from a story or like an aesthetical standpoint. With me, visuals are kind of a really big thing of whether or not I like a character. And if I don't like the visuals, I'm probably not going to like the character. Good writing is one thing, good character design is another, and both have to kind of like work in tandem for me to be interested in something. It's possible for something to look really cool, but be very shallow, and for something to have like the best writing in the world, but also just be extremely fucking boring and bland to look at, that it just doesn't grab my interest. I think the Nikke character artist has been around even like during the PS2 days. There's like a game that they did the designs for. What was that game again? Magna Darta. That's what it was. I put the box art up for you guys. Yeah, this was the Nikkei artist, and they've been like doing stuff since the PS2 days. I don't know if the game's any good or not. I think it had like a sequel. Maybe this is the sequel? I don't know. Yeah, that's the artist for Nikkei that worked on that. I think as a VTuber, I'm also a little bit biased because Nikkei has the live 2D element to it. Rigging models and doing interesting stuff with live 2D is really fucking hard. My model is dog shit. If it wasn't obvious, it's held together by paper clips and rubber bands, and I haven't done anything to update it or make it look better. I've tried fucking around, but I think it's just a very bad model. And I lost my totally legit copy of Live 2D, and I'm a little bit too afraid to download another version that probably has a shit ton of viruses. And yeah. I have a link if I need help setting up a Live 2D again, but yeah, no. Let's be real. Let's be real. I'm a 2-view male. I don't need a better avatar. That ain't gonna prevent me from having an abrasive personality and shitty opinions and weird taste in video games that barely anyone likes. They ain't gonna make me any less freakier than I already am too. Hello, that guy. Welcome to the Splatoon Hellfest, where I'm gonna spend 5 hours screaming at my teammates. No, it's usually not like that. Only if it's Salmon Run. I'm not gonna play Salmon Run, though. It's been forever since I played Salmon Run. We've been having Big Run re-airings, and I just kind of like do those off-stream, because it's just the same one as last time. There's no reason to like make a stream out of it. If any Splatfests are repeats of past Splatfest, then I don't do them as well. Which is why I skipped out on like the Valentine's one this year, because it was just like the same milk chocolate versus dark chocolate versus white chocolate. And it's like, why do that again? There's no reason to do that again. It's just the same Splatfest. I wonder if like the silly cum team won again. Anytime white ink is selectable, it does win, so there's like no way it didn't win again. Oh! My team seems to be doing pretty good so far. Usually Big Man wins every single seasonal Splatfest, so I think the community is going to try and keep that tradition alive. This will be like... How many holidays have we had? This will be his 6th win in a row? No. He won the first. There's been like 2 Halloweens, 2 Christmases, 2 Springs. He's literally won everything. I think he's up to 7 wins, and this will be his 8th win if we win this.
The lovable big man.
Yeah, if there's gonna be a Splatoon 4, I just hope they don't really go the waifu route again, but they're gonna go the waifu route. That's something that always just pisses me off about everything, is just waifus end up, taking priority over everything else. That's like another reason why I just kind of like hate gacha games, is just pretty girl collection simulators. it's kind of like sad that you have to get people to care about things by dangling pretty women in front of their faces a lot of the time. I feel like that gets in the way of artistic vision and people being able to appreciate things for legitimate reasons. And I could be a part of the problem too. I know. But I don't know, I feel like I have a decent enough spread of liking weird little things and goofy games. You know, I'm like half of a pervert. I'm an incubus, but I still got some standards. I like to see male characters and I like to see female characters, and I just kind of like hate when either one dominates and is just like... I think it's just very boring to limit things in that regard. Because, you know, as a male VTuber, it's like you're already at a huge disadvantage because most VTuber fans are like just fanboys looking for the next cute girl to lust after. I'm not gonna piss off anyone by saying that, I'm sure, because like I was about to say, none of those kinds of people would even dare watch my stream, most likely. Okai happened this year, and I'm like, do I go to the VTuber convention? I'm like, no, why would I want to go there? It's gonna be a bunch of people that I don't, like, relate to or fit in with, celebrating something that I'm ultimately still an outsider of. Even though I'm a VTuber myself, it's not necessarily like a celebration of VTubing as an art form, but more or less like people going to, like, I guess hang out and enjoy each other's company and liking digital anime girls that play video games, or just like talk about common lobsters for 8 hours every day. Hello everyone, welcome to the 8-hour Zatsudon, where I'm going to talk about cum and lobsters. Takes a lot of talent to like have an 8-hour Zatsudon about both of those things. But if I'm ever like actually funny and can manage to do that, I will try to have the 8-hour lobster cum Zatsudon. Don't count on it though. I mean, if I'm gonna be popular with any sort of statistic, it's probably just gonna be gay dudes at this point. I guess there's like a few women out there that do like my character and my streams. But, you know, it's not to the same degree that anyone would, like someone of the opposite sex a lot, I guess. That's what it feels like. That's kind of like the real thoughts behind VTubing and people's priorities. I like playing cool video games. I like sharing things and art and talking about stuff. I don't like the side of VTubing as a hobby that feels like it's just kind of like a cam girl thing. And that video games are just an excuse to stream? I don't know. I'm saying too much shit that's essentially like putting my foot in my mouth and being an asshole. I don't know, I just see that reflected in everything. Video games, waifu wars, gacha games, anime. Things are just becoming overall less interesting because the only way to make money and appeal to people anymore is, just make it an all-female cast. I don't think that's good in the long run for the health of, like, consumers and people and, like, hobbies and art. It's definitely an easy way to make money, but it's a very fast way to degrade the value of artistic integrity. VOD watcher out there right now, clenching his fist, huge angry vein on his forehead. muttering under his breath.
Hope this Rick guy, hope he fucking kills himself right now.
Nah. No one would actually care about me that much to even wish that upon me, I'm sure. What I say sounds like kind of like really bitter and stuff. But I don't know. They're just kind of like honest feelings about how I kind of like see things and how I just don't really relate to people and how they consume these hobbies and interests. I like cool male characters. I like cool female characters. I want a balance of them in something. I don't want it to just be like a lopsided like, oh, this series is just all girls. No. Role models for everyone. Have, like, anti-role models for everyone. That's what made people like anime in the first place. There's a lot of, like, really cool retro animes that have weird, absurd concepts and perverted themes to them and everything. And nowadays, it's kind of like, no, it's just all turning into waifu slop, and it's also kind of like becoming less and less risky with what it does. I don't know how to explain it. Safe horny? It's like, oh, well, we have to make something that's kind of like the equivalent of porn, but it's not porn at all, but we gotta treat it like it's porn. The male audience that consumes this thing doesn't want to see male characters. They want to see only cute girls being lesbians with each other. That kind of weird logic, and I don't know. I don't really like that stuff. I don't like that stuff. I feel nothing when I see Yuri. Good job on you if you're like actually interested in Yuri, but like when I don't know. I just kind of like. I'm gonna like get fucking killed for this, but I like seeing straight couple stuff. I'm straight. I'm fucking straight. What the fuck does anyone expect from me? I like girls. I wanna, you know, I wanna see a nice romance between a guy and a girl. Unpopular opinion, but I think the whole Yuri thing is kind of like a little too oversaturated now. It's kind of like funny that there's female VTubers out there that if they collab with a male, like they have fans that freak the fuck out and demand apologies and that they like never collab with a male ever again. And I just think like, yeah, that's the really weird, uncomfortable extremist end of the kinds of people that I don't like. Melty Blood roster feels like 90% girls is funny, but it's not surprising given the source material is porn. Yeah.
How the hell did he call me out like that?
What do you mean, called you out? What did I say that specifically called you out, Nano? Unless you're just joking, like, I don't know. You seem to, like, have a fair share of interest where you like cute girls, but at the same time you also like burly, manly men that kick ass and whoop at, like, you know. You're a God Hand fan, you kind of get it. You kind of get it. There's a time to admire cute girls, and then also a time to just be a fucking dude. Not fucking dudes, but be a fucking dude. You called out the VOD watcher clenching his fist. He wants to chew you. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I pissed you off immediately with the Uma Musume talk and how I feel nothing about those silly horses. I'm sorry. I'm boring, but that's the fucking truth of everything here. I'm a boring person. I don't like the things that everyone else likes. I don't relate to normal people. I don't really relate to the cultural zeitgeist of what anime fans like, what cartoon fans like, what video game fans like anymore. Everything I like got pushed to the wayside. I'm from, like, the old school of everything. I don't have a place in my own hobbies anymore. It's like the fucked up thing. I feel like a complete alien to my hobbies and interests. I'm not the target demographic anymore. And so I kind of hold a bitter resentment because of that. But at the very least, I guess, I don't call myself a punk. I don't think I'm really punk by nature. But I still have like a very strong aversion and resistance to popular culture. That's why when I first started playing Splatoon 3 on stream, I was playing the original Splatoon on the Wii U, and I played Splatoon 2 as well. I was playing the series before it got popular. I like Splatoon 1 better than Splatoon 2. Splatoon 2 is like where the audience grew massively. And then like Splatoon 3 is what popularized it, and in that month that it released, everyone was playing Splatoon 3. And, you know, it's the first Splatoon when VTubers exist. So it was like a huge deal. Everyone was like fucking playing it. And I saw tons of people like shit-talking Splatoon 3. Ugh, they're playing Splatoon 3. Why is everyone playing Splatoon 3? And like, it kind of gave me this weird complex of like, but I'm a real one. I enjoyed Splatoon before most of these people were even wearing diapers. It's like... Like, I'm a true Splatoon fan, I want to say. Sure, I don't play the game 8 hours every day and get super autistically good at it, but I've been around since the series. Like, I'm an early supporter of the series. And so just being lumped in with all these people that are just like playing it for the first time, and then like people thinking, oh, Splatoon is the flavor of the month. Here I am 3 years later. The game is like technically dead to normies everywhere. They have moved on to the next big thing, like tenfold. Like no, more than that. There has to have been like 30 new things that have like even more than that have happened since Splatoon was relevant. But here I am, yeah, 3 years later, streaming a Splatoon event that I can guarantee you no other VTuber that you're probably even following or watching right now gives a flying fuck about and is probably not streaming. You see, when I commit to something, I kind of commit. So hey ladies, if you want an easy shotgun marriage. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. No girl out there is gonna want this. Oh yeah, the Gregory Horror Show community is like full of really weird fucking people. It used to like be this underground thing that you like, and it's just like really popular with annoying children now for some reason. I'm not sure if annoying children should primarily be the audience for Gregory Horror Show. I don't know, go like watch Piccola or something. That was more intended for children. Same creator, same style and everything. Kids show. I guess there's Midnight Horror School too, which is like Gregory Horror Show Light. Not as scary, but like Gregory Horror Show was more of young teen and adult kind of dread. But I don't know, just for some reason Gregory Horror Show is really, really popular with young kids now. Like, I joined the Soul of Roses Discord to watch the development of the game and all that after I played it last year, but I had to fucking leave. They didn't have any rules of like no kids allowed in the server, and like kids pretty much like took over the server and like made it really uncomfortable and really annoying. So I just like up and fucking left. Like I had to like get the fuck out of there. I was looking at it and getting pissed off. they didn't really have any moderators or anything, so just off-topic discussion everywhere. Kids saying dumb shit. It's just like, alright, well, I'm out of here. Goodbye. I'm not gonna, like... I can't be looking at this. Someone thinks you're fresh. I still have no idea what even causes that to happen. I always just thought it was like an automated thing, that no one is actually thinking you're fresh or anything. Because there's like no rating system for players, right? I've been playing this for 3 years. I don't know how some things even work like that. Yeah, no, I've been playing Splatoon for 3 years. Every single Splatfest, every single big run that, you know, isn't a repeat. I have done it all. Right as I started VTubing, like, what, a month or two later, Splatoon 3 came out, and it's a series that I like, so, like, I wanted to, you know, I always wanted to stream every single Splatfest, and I kind of like, you know, it's still an ongoing project. But, in terms of the official, like, support, I kind of accomplished that. I don't have to do this, but I still want to do it. It's still a game that I enjoy. Just, it outlives its welcome after a while, though, because of the repetitive nature of how Turf War works. I would like for the next Splatoon to let us play a lot of the other game modes for common stuff, or common skirmishes like this. Give us some variety. Turf War is great and all, but it gets really boring when it's the only mode. This toolkit is better suited for like actually murdering the enemy teams. It's like a cool ultimate. Too bad my eyes actually still fucking work. I don't think I ever made like a Splatoon fan character. Kind of like weird that to think about that there's kids out there whose first like online persona were Inklings or Octolings, and that's like their Sonic OC. I mean, nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, it kind of like ended up being that kind of a cultural game where a lot of people like get their beginnings there in their first character, and then they branch off, and then their character is kind of like rebranded to not be a Splatoon character. Kind of like Final Fantasy XIV characters, MMO characters, like, you have an early identity before you form any sort of like actual identity that exists on a intellectual property, and you kind of retrofit it to be something entirely new. Oh yeah, there's a redeem to take care of myself earlier. Let me drink some Coke. It's the opposite of taking care of myself. By the way, I hope my microphone sounds okay today. Yeah, people have mistaken my actual character. Like, they have mistaken me for, like, a Splatoon character. And I mean, it kind of makes sense. I'm made out of ink, but no. Splatoon was not the inspiration for this character at all. Like I said a long time ago, like, it's just like a common question with friends. Like, they'd want to know, oh, what kind of because there's always, I always knew a lot of people that liked monster people, and like monster boys and monster girls, and we just asked the question, oh, which monster boy, which monster girl do you think I'd be? What would fit my personality? And like, mine was always just either slime or incubus. And so I just kind of combined the two. And I'm an artist, so ink. And then, yeah, this character has existed far before VTubing was even a thing. I think pre-2000... was it 2010? 2009, maybe? And when I was just, you know, what kind of VTuber should I be? What should I use as my persona? It's like, well, I always did like this character, so fuck it, let's go with that. It is still me, It is still kind of like me in a way, just more demonic. Yeah, sorry for taking forever to get the fucking redeems. Sometimes I forget. I'm really bad with redeems, especially when there's stuff happening. Aha! Ah, lost that gamble. What was your first Sona or OC? Hello, Poe. It was, I don't know, it's very similar to what Incubus looks like. It's just more of my normal self. Like I said, Incubus is me. It's just, you know, don't have the sharp teeth. Has glasses, has brown hair, has green eyes. This is just a result of me being dead and being a demon now, kind of. Lore-wise, I guess. I kind of want to make a human form live 2D, but that's gonna like take time and effort. And I'm kind of lazy. I'm lazy. Why did I do that? Yeah, my OCs are basically just kind of my self-insert in a way. Too many people like pick a VTuber that is nothing like them, and sometimes that's like the whole point, is they don't want it to be like them. But then there's a lot of people that, like, once they choose a design that's not them, they kind of feel bad because they feel nothing for the design, and so they rebrand into something they feel more comfortable with. And, like, here's where I think the happy medium is just, like, make a fucking self-insert, or, like, make something that's, like, actually you, and that, like, what you want to be. Not what markets to people, but something you personally feel happy with and more in the body of. And so yeah, that's why I'm a fucking Incubus. That's why I'm my fucking character. That's also my fucking self-insert in a way. That's not how a lot of other VTubers treat it or look at it, but I'm not like other VTubers. I don't have the same kayfabe. I'm just kind of a dude. I'm an artist, I'm a dude. I just want to do my own little dumb shit. That's gotta be a win. I don't think has anyone been using like any of the masks or anything. They did give us new gear for this summer fest, but it all looks like ass. I don't like any of it. I think it's just like stuff that's returning from Splatoon 2 that they just never put into the game. I can't like remember. At the risk of jinxing it, no, I have lost. There have been losses. But no, like, actually, everything's like, the matches are going pretty well. I'm getting some good teams. Gotta, like, admire the detail of, when you have the friendship bracelet, or whatever it's called, as your shoes. When you do step in ink, it does change the footsteps. Small details like that in Nintendo games that no one ever appreciates. That kind of attention to detail. Also, bare feet are like a very good litmus test to just see how fucking feral people get about something that doesn't matter at all. There's people out there that just fucking hate feet so much, they go fucking feral. Anytime there's like a barefoot character introduced in any video game, be it a gacha game, fucking Overwatch had a character that was barefoot, everyone freaked the fuck out and was disgusted. Then I think League of Legends had a character that was barefoot and everyone freaked the fuck out. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ, no one could be normal about feet anymore. Everyone has them. Well, not everyone, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? It's a fucking body part. What's so gross about it? There's people in this world that do unthinkable things to assholes and they think feet are gross. Fuck off. Not about to let some guy that loves eating ass judge me for liking feet. It's like, who do you think you are? You're living in a glass house. Don't throw rocks at me, you idiot. Meanwhile, I'm in my own glass house throwing rocks at them. That's like my entire stream career has just been living in a glass house, throwing stones at other people. All the very early shit-talking of furries in Splatoon 3 episodes was not gonna age very well. But I mean, I'm cool with furries and everything. I just didn't like how a lot of them were picking this game up and putting like weird porn and fetish drawings in the plaza. It's a kid's space. Don't be fucking doing that. Even other furries were getting pissed off and saying, hey, quit fucking doing this shit, you idiots. You're exposing kids to shit. Stop it. I have never left a single drawing in this game in my entire time playing it. I got over that very quickly in Splatoon 1. Because the drawing pad for Splatoon 1 was great, and the plaza was actually, like, really cool. But the Twitter connectivity, which is, like, dead now, by the way, it turned into just a popularity contest. You would never see your drawings anywhere. It was just, like, the same fucking people that were popular and getting their shit posted in the plaza and becoming notorious users that everyone either hated or loved. And I thought that was, like, really fucking lame. But yeah, a bunch of new people got into Splatoon because of Splatoon 3. And they started just leaving very uncomfortable drawings in broad daylight for, you know, kids and new people to see. You know, people don't need to launch the game and see a fucking Bara furry with huge fucking milk dud nipples protruding and, like, furry inflation art. That stuff was, like, very, like, alright, no. You're gonna make a post about Vor in the plaza, too? I've seen those. I'm like, god damn, this is, like, not making a straw man. I've seen all this shit. It's like, come on, no. What are you doing? Stop it. How about no rock throwing? Quit it. Nah, this is kind of like a part of me. I'm just kind of, like... I'm a little bit hostile. I want to say I haven't good intentions of being hostile, but I'm just very abrasive, I guess, is another good way of putting it. Like, a lot of the early Splatoon just really comes off as, like, hating furries. And Mechanic Cat, bless his soul. He always was the one to instigate it, but he himself is a furry, so don't be fooled. He was his #1 hater. Yeah, no, I know people that are furries. I have friends that are furries. I don't actually hate furries. But people will probably think that I do hate furries. When it comes to furry designs, I like the Japanese, like, where they kimono. I see a lot of, like, really good Japanese furry designs that are, like, I think are cute. I'm not really a whole big on the whole, like, Western furry designs. I don't really like furries looking like cereal mascots or fucking football mascots. That's like just not really my aesthetic or interest. But I think like a lot of Japanese furries I see are super stylized and look like really aesthetically pleasing. So that whole concept of me just like liking something for how it looks kicks in easier for that.
It's okay when the Japanese do it.
Western thing, Japanese thing. It's like, no. I know the meme. I know the meme. I'm very like critical of a lot of things. Trust me. There's some good Western furry stuff, but it's rare. Yeah, not saying all Western furry stuff is bad. I'm just, it's not really my aesthetic is the thing. Believe me, I have a fur affinity account. Because I don't draw furries or anything, but as an artist, so, you know, having multiple accounts on different art gallery websites, like, people like art. I would just post my art on Fur Affinity. Believe me, I would find artists that did some good stuff in Western styles and made friends with furries and all that. I don't use Fur Affinity anymore, though. I also play VR chat, so fucking furries are everywhere. They are everywhere. One of my friends uses a really cute short stack kimono avatars. They may be working alongside you, you may never know. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't realize Mechanicat was a furry at first. But I guess like later he just like kind of flat out admitted it. I'm like, oh, okay. That's cool. At the end of the day, I like people being able to be unique and express themselves. I don't like when people are too cookie cutter with things. I guess like a thing about furry culture that I don't like is when I see bases. And I guess protogens, if you even know what those are, they're kind of like these weird robot shark furry things. I guess they're like a, what do they call it, a closed species, where you have to pay to like make an OC or something to the person who established them. Whenever I see those in VR chat, I'm just kind of like, eh. I don't know, I'm just... It doesn't like... I like originality. How do I explain this? I guess at the end of the day, not everyone is an artist, so they can't like really design their own thing sometimes. So VR chat does exist as a way to get bases and then make your own OC in a way. 3D models are expensive. They're hard to make. They're hard to make look good. And sadly, with VR chat, there's a lot of like, you know, there's so many flavors of things that you could be, but sadly, there's you kind of get pigeonholed into being certain things. Like, I've like bitched about it a million times, but finding a good male avatars on VR chat, your choices are femboy, military person, video game import, tacky e-boy with a million tattoos and piercings, or extremely off-putting video game avatar imports, where they're just like the most low poly blocky Nintendo 64 model possible, and their hands are literally just giant bricks. Which, if you have VR, that could like really take you out of the immersion when you look down, and you just like have these gigantic bricks for hands that have no like working fingers or anything. That's like what got me to stop using a lot of video game import avatars, was when I realized like, yeah, no, this is actually like destroying my immersion. These are cool in desktop, but in VR, they're a nightmare because my giant hands are blocking half my vision. I don't know, self-expression is cool. That's why I like VTubing a lot, is because everyone's kind of their own unique characters. Unless they're like one of those models that you buy and just like kind of customize. Which, nothing wrong with that. It gives you a method of getting into VTubing on a budget when you can't afford to like, if you can't make it yourself, or if you can't afford to get one. But I'm not gonna lie, it does kind of like suck. Like, oh, I like this person's design, then I learn it's not like 100% original, and that they're just like buying avatars off a booth, and then like they have customizability toggles, and I'm like, oh, okay. Because I don't know, it kind of like feels like they don't have that much of a static look to them. So they're gonna like look completely different, or have a brand new model a week later, or a month later maybe. Yeah, that may speak to that person who's using it. Well, you can see the thing they are, but the idea they have might be much more complicated and intricate than you can imagine. Yeah, I mean, my avatar that I use, let me see if I can like find a good screen cap in the time that a match loads. I think too many people probably think I'm a furry because of this avatar. It's like a bombastus. It doesn't really showcase the ears that well. Here, let me grab another. Yeah, this is like me in VR chat. It's just supposed to be like a cat boy, but he's super stylistic, and I like the avatar because it's the person who makes the avatars makes like really cool, unique designs and everything. Why is it a cat boy? Well, I mean, I could always just hide the ears and the tail, but then it would like feel, the avatar would feel naked. I just am not good enough at Unity and I don't have the horns or tail that I would want to slap on the avatar, and like, it like 3D stuff in my brain do not get along very well. The fact that I even have that avatar looking the way that it does, and at least like it's close enough to what I would want. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I'm just a pretentious asshole. Fuck. In regard to bases, I think it applies to what you said about pre-made VTubers as well. Yeah, it's like, it just exists. A lot of people don't like try out streaming before they dump a lot of money into VTubing, and then they're surprised, like, alright, well, I bought a shit ton of stuff, I spent thousands of dollars to start VTubing, and I don't like it at all. And that sucks, because it's like, well, damn, you just like spent a lot of money for something you weren't really sure about. And I think the best method to streaming was to just stream it, try it out, don't invest money into it, or invest very little money into it, figure out if it's for you. I think a lot of the other like most popular streamers out there were just kind of like doing it for fun at first, and they just ended up like becoming big because they had the personality and like the interest in wanting to do streaming like pretty much full time, and it just worked out for them very well. But you just have these people that they plan everything out ahead of time, they spend thousands of dollars, and then they stream once and then they quit forever because they just, it's not what they thought it would be. You think it doesn't go how they imagined it would have gone, or they just realize like, no, yeah, I'm not actually having fun with this. I have fun with streaming myself. I just don't have the stamina to stream all the time is my issue personally. And I have that artist autism because here's the thing with my VTubing, I make all my stuff. I make my backgrounds, I make my model, I make my thumbnails, I make my assets, I do a lot. And I have to figure out a lot of stuff by myself too. And it's always been a struggle for me to just always like be the sole person that wants to make this work. That's why I kind of like take it a little bit too personal when I feel like, oh, maybe people don't like me, because I'm like, I'm pouring my fucking heart and soul into everything and trying to like do something to the best of my ability. But then I feel like, yeah, I'm not really like everyone's cup of tea. I'm not, maybe my personality is just not that good. It's like, yeah, this my VTubing, my channels, it's a very personal project, and it's like my art. It's I pour myself into everything that I do with the stream, so it's kind of it can be nervous, it can be nerve-wracking. A lot of other people don't have to worry about that though. They're not their own artists. They don't have to like, they don't feel the pressure to make all this stuff. It's just exclusively kind of a me problem that I'm the way that I am. That's a cool and good experience or thing you had come about from stream. Well, I'm definitely like more social, I want to say. I know I'm like very still socially broken. I don't socialize too much. One of my major problems is whenever I'm in a room with multiple people, I'm the quietest voice in the room unless the other person is just there with me solo and I could have a one-on-one with them. Problem is, if like I'm ever in a VR chat lobby and there's two very chatty people, they kind of take over the entire lobby and I won't get a single word in. And I'm like one of those thinkers where it's, alright, well, I know just what to say, or I gotta think like for at least 10 seconds about what I want to say, but then the conversation has already jumped through like 20 different topics in the time that I feel like I could finally get a word in. And I'm just gonna be bringing up something that's, you know, from a conversation 20 seconds ago that has been moved on from, and I'm gonna be awkward. But VTubing as an experience and like streaming in general, like I've streamed a lot in the past too before even becoming a VTuber. Not on this channel though. What was I gonna say? I'm like half focusing on the game too, so please forgive me for being a little bit spotty with the things that I want to say. It's good because it's like a one-way, and I could like pick and choose and kind of like talk and say what I want to say, and hopefully not get too sidetracked by things. it gives me a way to socialize and use my voice. And at least I put something out there. Like, I have the YouTube channel where I archive everything, and that's like, it's a journal of an archive of a lot of the games that I like, and it kind of serves as a archive and database of, like, a lot of stuff that I play is personal to me as well, and things that I love or grew up with. Things that I just believe are cool and that I like. Like, those are like the positive experiences of streaming, is that I feel, even if I don't have the biggest viewership, even if I don't really feel that successful sometimes, it makes me feel happy that I'm at least doing something that I think has value. At least, like, for me, because I'm someone that has severe fucking depression and hates the hell out of himself. I am my own worst critic. I fucking hate myself more than anyone else ever could. So it's kind of also an exercise in trying to do something to make me like myself more and not feel severe amounts of anxiety about putting myself out there into the world in a way. Because for several years I just kind of like shut off and just became full recluse, and I wasn't socializing, I wasn't making friends, I was in dark places mentally, and sometimes I still kind of am. But I think I'm technically kind of maybe doing better, maybe. Sometimes, I don't know, I'm still kind of a little bit insane, I feel. Yeah, that's like, I guess did that even answer the question properly? I honestly don't know. It's a long story short, it's a personal project. And then it's also kind of a self-esteem project too, to work on myself. And it makes it easier for me to put myself out there and socialize with others if it happens. To kind of wear my heart on my sleeve and present my book cover. Or in this case, a video game cover. Because as a kid, buying video games was a very risky thing. You would go to a store and they would have cool box art, but then the game itself would be total ass. So, I don't know, having that's like the duality of a cover, is it could be like really cool, or a really bad, like really cool box art, but then be completely shitty on the inside. Or it could have really shitty box art and be amazing on the inside. I don't know, maybe I'm like really cool on the outside, but really shitty on the inside. Or I don't know. What was my train of logic with this? It was kind of like, I like having an outwards appearance to present that is unique, and I think identity is a very important part of expression. And if people don't really get to put themselves out there, like, it's harder to talk with people and socialize if you kind of don't have an idea of what they are. If they have a default icon, if all they do is repost something or retweet something, or like they don't really say anything to clue you in on how they are, it's kind of hard to say, oh, hey, hello, how are you? What do you like? What are your interests? You kind of like don't have any idea of who or what this person is. But in art communities, everyone would have personas, everyone would have OCs, and you kind of got a little bit of a better read on their interests, and like, oh, they like the same things I like, and they have a similar style to me, and I think like we might have a lot of overlap in interests and things that we could talk about. And that's like an important part of also meeting other people and making friends, is just finding where you overlap in interests and compatibilities. These Splatoon streams could go like all kinds of different ways. Just being a pure fucking menace, or a lot of like introspective like talk and feelings. Yeah, you have to put a part of yourself on the outside, or else you get overlooked. And even though I am trying my best a lot of the times, it does kind of feel like I get overlooked. I mean, everyone's kind of a VTuber these days. Kind of regret not getting that head start that I very clearly could have had, but I can't help it. By the time I kind of became a VTuber, 2022, everyone kind of started becoming a VTuber as well. So the head start I almost blessed myself with just didn't happen because I got nervous about things. I got a tummy ache, and I was like distracted with some other stuff. But hey, I'm doing it now. The magic of VTubing may kind of like be gone. The gold rush of excitement that people had, not so much there anymore. But I get psyched out about that kind of stuff a lot, because it's like the year that I started, I was like getting tons of follows every stream, and then yeah, and then recent years, still trying the stuff that I try, and it just, you know, I don't really get, like, follows. Doesn't really seem like too many people discover me, and I do realize a lot of my errors of why people didn't really discover me. For one, I use actual categories a lot of the time, and I don't just use the generic ones that everyone uses, so that kind of, like, fucks me over in the algorithm. Like, yeah, the game that has 4 people following its category on Twitch is definitely not gonna stand out against the retro tag that has every single person streaming old games in it. That, you know, it's kind of like going to a video game rental store. You just see everything mashed into one category, and then you see, ooh, this cover looks cool. I'm gonna read the back of this box, and maybe, just maybe, this will be the game that I rent. VTubers are kind of like that. You see what their character looks like, you see their style, you listen to what they talk about, you notice what kind of games they kind of play, and then you go, okay, yeah, no, I fuck with this. This is my kind of VTuber. And then other VTubers you watch, and it's they just kind of like, they don't play games that you're necessarily interested in, and you kind of don't really connect with their personality, so you're just kind of like, oh, okay, well, alright. That's kind of been me with watching people stream Sayako. Like, speaking of litmus tests and all that, watching how people react to that game kind of gives me a good judgment of whether or not I could probably be friends with a person like that. I mean, there's like probably no worse feeling out there than you guys all know me, the 8 day streams, the fucking giantess and vor fetish stuff, and foot fetish, and all kinds of like all the weird stuff that I like, of course. And then you see people clowning on that kind of stuff constantly. And people say some really, really nasty, colorful language, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I gotta go, guys, or bye. People are gonna be like that, it's not just VTubers, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, VTubers from the perspective of, like, when you're finding a streamer, you're kind of, like, window shopping, and seeing, like, what their choices are. And, like, whether they work as you, as an entertainer. And I've seen some, like, really nasty VTubers, like, play Psycho, and I'm just like, yeah, no. Ignore this channel, do not recommend this channel to me ever again, not interested, remove it from my algorithm. But then, like, you know, just like watching a big VTuber or streamer stream Psycho and seeing how their chat reacts is also very sobering in a not good way. I like when people have an open mind to things, and I think it makes life a little bit more interesting when people do have an open mind and everyone's a little bit freaky and has their own unique things that they like. But that doesn't just change the fact that there's just some people out there that are very actively, openly hostile towards that sort of mentality, and if you go against the grain in any way possible, you're kind of like you're kind of just a target for harassment or people's, like, hatred. Ugh. I mean, Psycho does have dating in it. It is technically dating. It's not a dating sim in the sense that you're gonna be dating other people. And when you date a giant girl, it is kind of dangerous in a way. I mean, it's not lying, there is romance in the game. It's just a very avant-garde way of telling a story that's kind of, like, fucked up and, yeah, it's not supposed to be subversive. It's not a Doki Doki Literature Club kind of thing. There's nothing ironic about it. That's the thing about Sayako. Like, yeah, you are dating the giantess. There are feelings. The game's gonna make you feel things. A lot of people might not like those things. Some people might like those things. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I'm very, very weird. I'm very normal about Sayako, I promise. That's like every stream this year is just gonna be me talking about Sayako to some degree. I wonder how many people have their... I hope I'm no one's awakening to a giantess fetish. Please don't let me be responsible for the brain damage that I imbue upon you. Listen, when I was a kid, I watched Fern Gully, and I think that's where it all started. That's where it all started, Fern Gully. Why did no high-quality scans of this art fucking exist? Why are Google Images such fucking trash now? Just trying to, like, find a high-quality version of the box art of Fern Gully, and I can't. I don't know, like, the fucking new shitty... Okay, well, the soundtrack cover is at least good. I did save that image. Where is it? Is it like one of those fucking JPEGs that are like a secret JFII or something? Sorry, teammates. This is important. This is important. Yeah, Fern Gully right here. This is kind of the movie responsible for me enjoying the aspects of, in this case, they're microphilia, because it's a micro. People are getting smaller. It's basically just like a movie about save the rainforest, and it's just like this fucking fairy finds this guy bulldozing down trees and shit, and then she like uses her powers to shrink them to protect the forest and all that. It's kind of like Dances with Wolves, but with fairies. You know, kind of like Avatar, fucking ham-fisted message about nature and all that. But it's a really good movie. First crush was from Fern Gully, or yeah, technically, like Krista was also a first crush of mine. Ariel from The Little Mermaid was probably my second animated movie crush. That also probably explains the Monster Girls. My first real anime crush was Ryoko from Tenchi Muyo. And she's technically a demon, at least in the... I guess it depends on what Tenchi adaptation you watch, but the very first one, she's a demon. It's so fucked up because I discovered Ryoko from a fucking Flash game on Newgrounds. And I just thought she was like interesting and unique and cute, and I liked her hair. I just there's also movies that I watched, The Great Mouse Detectives, and what is the Disney one, the fucking with Ratigan in it? It's like the Sherlock Holmes, but they're also it's just, there's always a lot of like really interesting movies where the characters are just, you know, they're just mice and the world around them is big. And like I just always thought that was a very interesting perspective, and I like got fascinated with it. With cartoons and media you consume do unfortunately kind of change your fetishes and make your brain just find things interesting, and it might overlap with what you find attractive. Sadly, I never actually really saw The Secret of Nim in full. I know what the movies are, and I know they're kind of like very, very dark in nature. The Great Mouse Detective, yeah. Then what I'm thinking of also is The Rescuers. The Rescuers. Those were other Disney movies that I saw as well. But yeah, just, you know, there's Fievel Goes West as well. The Fievel movies. It's just, there's a lot of like cartoon rats and just playing around with little creatures in a big world. And I don't know, that just kind of like stuck in my brain and just kind of interested me. But Ferngully was like the starting point, I believe, for all that, because it was like, okay, well, here they are, an actual human. I'm like, oh, hey, shrinking magic. Okay. Okay, sorry this stream got a little too freaky, I guess, and personal about that kind of stuff, but hey, like I said, these Splatoon streams are just kind of that. Like, it kind of... Even though they do get archived on YouTube, no one watches them, no one cares. So by the time anyone probably watches any of this shit, YouTube will either be dead or I'll be dead, and it's not gonna matter anymore. It's not gonna matter anymore. Roger Rabbit was your, had your first crush, Jessica Rabbit. Yeah, with your design, I could see that, Poe. Sharon Apple from an anime. What anime is she from? Doesn't sound familiar to me. I'm not too cultured on anime, sadly. Sometimes I know a character by their looks, but not necessarily their name. I'm kind of like really lousy with names. Sharon Apple Macross. Oh, okay, okay. I see, I see. Oh, okay. Thank God they killed that. The Flingza. They're all oh! Every time I show someone your character, they compare her to the Precious Memories characters. It does suck to get compared to other things, though, sometimes. I sometimes worry that people look at my character and they think I'm a Homestuck fan troll. I'm like, no, no, no. Incubus existed before trolls from Homestuck. I am not a Homestuck OC. I am not a Has-Been Hotel OC. I'm not a Hell of a Boss OC. I am my own thing. But, you know, you can only, like... It starts to cause that, like, imposter syndrome of, is there an original idea even still left out there in this world? Or does everything kind of, like, feed back into, a cultural zeitgeist kind of situation, if that makes sense? Oh, Precious Moments, yeah. I have a friend who's really into Precious Moments. She gets super fucking pissed off when people say they're Funko Pops for old people. Because she designed a lot of her art and characters around kind of like Precious Moments too, because she just likes their design. But it is, like, funny and true in a way. It's like, yeah, it's Funko Pops for old people. They're not even, like, made in America or anything. They're kind of like a Japanese company, like, bought the rights to Precious Moments and produces them now. Which kind of, like, explains, like... It's so weird. When it comes to Western styles for things, a lot of, like... There's a lot more appreciation for it in Asian countries than there is in the countries of their origin sometimes. Did you guys know that there's a Tom and Jerry, like, MOBA gacha game that is in Asia only? The West doesn't give a fuck about Tom and Jerry anymore in any capacity, but for some reason in Asian countries, Tom and Jerry are fucking beloved. Like, all the memes, like, they're just, they have all the content in the goddamn world to enjoy of Tom and Jerry, and they love it. They love it. It's popular. But here in America, like, I don't know, no one ever fucking talks about Tom and Jerry. I like Tom and Jerry. I guess that's another aspect of, like, the whole size thing, I guess, is just... From the perspective of Jerry, yeah, the world's big, and there's, like, a giant killer cat chasing you. But yeah, Tom and Jerry chase Asia. During March 4th and April 4th, players can enter the Magic Mirror to draw Tuffy-themed skins, including S-Class Skin Adorable Maid. Don't miss the little cute. This is real, by the way. This is not a shitpost. This game exists. Fucking look it up. It's insane. It's fucking insane. Same thing, Minions. Yeah, Minions like have this weird global appeal, but European tastes really love Minions too. Like, it's something that you notice with character mascots in Europe is they really love annoying things. Their Happy Meal mascots are basically like Minions. Crazy Frog was kind of the original Minion. They like weird, quirky things and annoying things. Don't know why. I'm not necessarily complaining. I like a world that's more diverse and interesting with its ideas rather than everyone doing the same exact fucking shit and having the same exact aesthetical interests. I know I complain a lot like, oh, people don't like the things that I like enough. But there's just a degree of that where I kind of don't like how anime is becoming so globalized and anime style is replacing all other artistic styles. How do I describe that? Like the Walmartification of like, oh yeah, well there's a Walmart opening up and that's gonna put all the other businesses out of business because, well, people can shop at Walmart and get everything for cheap. And that kind of feels like what the anime style has kind of become to some degree. Where, you know, you're gonna get that shitty Netflix adaptation of Devil May Cry and people are gonna call it an anime, but there's like not really anything anime about it. It's trying to pretend it's anime, but it's a cartoon. And it uses really cheap, shitty animation and really just fucks up so much about Dante's design in Devil May Cry. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, I just don't like people like trying to trailblaze anime and then like kind of miss the point of what anime even is. Like they just kind of don't get the aesthetic, and you just end up with a worse product. And then I don't know. I'm fucking stupid. I'm dumb. All I know is Netflix made a fucking Dante VTuber to use for some shitty promotion material, and I saw the video and I'm just like cringing the entire time. I'm like, this is not Dante at all. You guys really missed the mark. Whoever was writing this shit did not understand Devil May Cry, like, at all. Yeah, being absorbed into the mainstream kind of does suck. Like, that's what I was kind of talking about earlier, though, with feeling like you don't even belong in your own hobbies anymore. And I have other friends that I've spoken to that kind of, like, have this feeling of, like, they've been pushed out of their hobbies by a greater mass now. I think Netflix is revealing that more people are consuming anime now more than ever because Netflix has made it more accessible. But, like, 80 to 90% of the viewers are using the dubs. They're not even using subs. So it's like, fuck. I'm anti-dub. Give me subs any day. I do not want to listen to dubs. If I have the choice to consume art in the original vision and the way that it was like directed, uncensored, I will always go for that. I hate when things get meddled with. I hate when they get changed. Sometimes the changes, you know, they're entertaining. Sometimes a dub isn't all that bad, but I want to say those cases are very rare, and I just do not like a lot of dubbing voices. It's very rare when a dub is actually good. There's people out there that say, oh, the Pantheon Stocking dub is amazing. I like it better than the Jet. I'm like, I don't know, I saw the Japanese Pantheon Stocking first, and when I listened to the American dub of Pantheon Stocking, I don't like it. I actually just don't like it at all. I just get annoyed. Cromartie High, though, is a dub worth watching. And if we didn't get the English dub of the Berserk anime, like the original one, we wouldn't have gotten those amazing outtakes that everyone loves. My love for you is like a truck berserker. You know, those ones. I got a lot of pretentious opinions, so this is why, like, I just don't think people will like me, and that people will often just hate me and view me with contention, because I'm just a very confusing person, even to myself. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm being too hard on things, maybe I'm, like, a little too assertive in what I like and prefer, but I don't know, like... I feel like I'm always ahead of the curve and I can appreciate things. Then, when that whole problem of being pushed out of your hobby happens, I feel like extra burned by it because it's like, well, I was there from the start. I was, you know, I was supporting it and liking it before anyone else moved in and did that. And now I'm kind of like feeling like displaced by it. I don't know. It kind of happened with video games, and, you know, it's kind of like happening with anime right now and older anime fans. I don't think people are necessarily happy. I don't think people are necessarily happy with, where anime is kind of ending up right now. And there was the earlier discussions too, like, oh, how do we sell an anime? It's just, you know, take out all the fan service, but still have it all be sexy girls. It's kind of, it's a weird conundrum we have ended up in. Like a somewhat puritanical, shift in direction that still wants to milk sex and sell sex, but they don't want it to be like sex. It's weird to explain. It's like, oh no, we can't have a panty shot. We have to censor that and remove it from the American dub, or we're gonna be funding this anime. You're not allowed to have any panty shots or anything. I think like Kill la Kill got heavily censored when they put it on Netflix, and that bugs the shit out of me. That kind of like seems very counter to the whole point of the show. Because people on the outside are just kind of like looking in, like, oh, what's this weird perverted show? But no, that's not the point. You're looking at it completely wrong. Sure, there's some fan service. There's some fan service, but like I'm trying to think. How do I word this? It's like, yeah, you can't have a panty shot, but we could do, like, things that are much worse and very suggestive and very sexual, but the panty shot comes off as, like, too objectifying and dehumanizing, but, like, the other things they're doing aren't. It's like, make up your mind. You're trying to have your cake and eat it too. But people just... Oh no. Oh no. Connection unstable? Okay, no. Connection stabilized itself. I know certain credit card companies won't let you buy Rule 18 things. Yeah. And I know a lot of countries are like starting to ban imports. And like if you're buying an anime figure, they're just like, nope, can't let you be buying that. Everyone's definition of things is getting very skewed in an unfair way. That's why I think in the long run, a lot of where anime is right now is kind of like hurting art long term. the things that made people like anime initially, because they were a lot more edgier, they were mature, they were a little bit more sexual, they weren't afraid to like do fan service. All that stuff's kind of being removed from it now. But they're still trying to play the game of sex appeal. And then you get shows that are just all female cast and Yuri stuff, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, just fan bases that are primarily people that just want to watch a show about cute girls doing cute things and being lesbians with each other. And I feel like there's just a little bit too much of that is starting to feel a little bit insincere. But I'm not an expert on the subject. Like I said, I'm a boring straight guy. I just like want to see some cute straight romance in an anime occasionally too. But, you know, I don't really watch the Walmart animes, like the popular shit. I don't watch fucking Sword Art Online. I don't watch Chainsaw Man. I don't... Well, what else is popular? Like, no. My style of anime, it doesn't even get made. I like the weird stuff. I like the stuff that falls through the cracks. Solo leveling? Never... I don't think I've ever seen that either. There's too many isekai animes, I think. And I think isekai anime has become a little bit too much of a... It's also samey. People aren't branching out and doing unique ideas enough. Another thing is just like, okay, well, if we can't have a cast of all cute girls doing cute things together, animes, and that's like what makes money with the otakus that really just only care about cute girls and sex appeal and things. We have to appeal to the other spectrum, which is just normal dudes that want a isekai harem anime, and it's kind of... My point is, I like things that are a little bit more interesting and better written and play with different concepts. An older favorite manga of mine is Saikano. It's a very doom and gloom, end of the world kind of love story between a guy and this girl that's kind of like this android weapon. Basically like she's designed as a super weapon that could basically fight in a war and wipe out people if needed. And just the entire time in the background of the story, there is ongoing things like wars and famine and supply chains running low and people just, you know, dying or disappearing. It's kind of like a very fucked up love story kind of situation of a world that's kind of just doomed to fail because everyone's at war and everything's like awful. And so like they just like, it's been a long time since I've read it, so I'm not gonna give like the best impression of this manga, but it's a very sad, somber love story. And it ends in a kind of messed up way too. Go check it out. Other favorites, of course, Oyasumi Pun Pun, which is more popular. A lot of people know about it now. That's a very near and dear to my heart kind of manga. One of my favorite animes was is Kaiba. And that's like a kind of really nice love story. Full of all kinds of betrayal and depression, and every time I watch Kaiba, I can't help but tear up, because I think part of when you get older and have more experiences under your belt, the more things start to like actually relate, and you start seeing yourself more in art, and it's kind of it fucks you up. It really fucks you up. Like every time I watch Kaiba, I kind of catch myself crying more and more. It's like, oh shit, like this is like actually hitting different because of stuff that I've been through now. Or just like maybe I'm getting like more emotional and sappy in my older stage. I don't know. I'm just a lonely guy. I'm a 135-year-old demon, please understand. Yeah, just a lot of modern anime just isn't made for me, I feel. I feel most of the interesting concepts are still done in manga, but investors are very afraid to... This is a whole problem that video games have been feeling for decades now, and it's happening to anime. It's happening to anime, where they're not gonna take risks anymore. They're not gonna take a story that's very avant-garde and adapt something that's like super crazy and unheard of. Most of the anime that gets made is going to be something that is at least going to be guaranteed to sell or make money back, I feel. Which is a damn shame, because a lot of the anime that really takes off is the stuff that tries something new. It's kind of like a very defeating attitude, in my opinion, that investors see new things as risks, and then when a new thing happens, it does gangbusters, and then they all look at it and go, what the fuck, we have to copy that immediately, and then you end up with like 1 million clones of that same exact concept, and it's just, that's just kind of life. It's just, people don't actually care about art, they care about making money, and that kind of like pisses me off. Like, I don't know. I want games to be cool and experimental like they were back during the GameCube and PS2 and Xbox. People were trying all kinds of new shit, throwing whatever they could at the wall and see what would stick, and it just doesn't feel like that anymore. It doesn't feel like that anymore at all. It feels like everything is a tried and true method of this'll sell, this'll make money. So I really love Nintendo as a company, because they're like at least a equal balance of, we're gonna do this because it makes investors happy, but we're also going to like kind of stick to our own gun and artistic vision on things. They don't really like following the trends. They do their own unique, crazy shit. And it works out very well for them. You know, they're still a very rich company. They have tons of IPs that people love. And they're very different from all their competition. You look at Sony, and all Sony's games are the same fucking thing. All, like, it wasn't like that during the PS1 or PS2 era. They had tons of unique characters. Then you just see how much of all that disappeared the moment, like, the PS3 happened. All their mascots just became Angry Guy. Or like Action Hero Guy, like Man. No more Sir Daniel, no more Parappa, no more Boku, no more Mr. Mosquito. Characters that were born on the console that moved to other consoles like Snake, Resident Evil protagonists, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, all began on Sony and became very intertwined with the Sony branding, and were like the face. And there's a million more mascots that I'm probably forgetting about. But now, you get to the PS3 era, and it just all becomes like Guy. And it's fucking boring. It's really fucking boring. What happened to all the imagination? Like, at least Nintendo's kind of like, you know, there's a lot to fucking criticize about Nintendo. But look at the fucking game that I'm playing right now and tell me. Like, it's not an original concept. No, fucking Splatoon is original as hell. It's unique, it's fun, it's interesting. It's visually great. People love it. What does Sony have that can even compare to it? Nothing. Yeah, Little Big Planet's fucking dead. It got replaced by Astrobot, which... wrong lessons are definitely being learned from that game. Because it was actually a good game, and that people really loved it. But Sony's gonna look at that and go, oh, wait a second. People love nostalgia, but we're still not gonna give them new games of all these characters that they love. They like Astrobot, and Astrobot was made by a smaller team of devs, so maybe we don't have to give a huge budget to them, or, you know, maybe we should put less developers on teams but still demand the same kind of quality from all of our games. You know, stuff like that, stuff like that. The losing has been happening. Losing spree. I was like checking some stuff on the side. I saw I was like getting pings in servers, so I just like had to go like take a peek and make sure everything was fine. I've been a little on edge lately because of bots and everything entering my server and like adding everyone and linking bullshit and, you know, I don't want anyone getting hacked from my server, even as inactive as it is still. I worry about others. I really just kind of fell off of the PlayStation branding once I got a PS3 and didn't really like anything it was offering. But the PS3 is not a bad console. It did have a lot of like fun little interesting games on it. But I think that was just kind of the beginning of the end though, where the trends were changing and the focuses were going in less interesting territories. You know, Japan Studio was struggling to kind of just stay afloat, and of course the budget for games was raised. So fun little experimental games like you used to get for the PS1 and PS2 just weren't happening in the capacity that they were when games were allowed to be smaller, more arcadey and puzzly experiences. Yeah, I always wanted to play Folklore. That looked like a very interesting game. And then Puppeteer looks like a very visually fun one too, but wasn't that like a late PS3 title? Microsoft will buy a studio, make a super successful game, and then close the studio down 3 months later. Yeah, that's like their fucking... I don't understand their whole fucking plan of, yeah, we're just gonna acquire all these studios and then kill them. Like, they're trying to kill the industry. They're not trying to do anything with it. Yeah, that's a lot of my, like, hot takes about stuff. It's really hard for me to, like, say what I like, because I don't really have a solid definition of what I like. All I know is I like the things that I like. And I think the things that I like are just all inherently weird and diverse and different than one another. And I just like strange things. I like unique things. I just like a world where everything's a little bit different and weird and allowed to like exist and not be choked out by competition And it just sucks that everything boils down to competition. This is what pressures people into thinking, oh, I'm not good enough, the story I want to tell isn't gonna be sellable. And then no one's gonna believe in you, no one's gonna invest in you. And sometimes I feel like that as a VTuber, like, yeah, no one believes in me, no one's gonna invest in me, I'm the only one that wants to make this work in any sort of, like, degree to, like, make myself happy and feel good about myself. So I, you know, 3 years later, still trucking. Sometimes just barely, but still trucking. I don't have the soul of an entertainer. Probably make people more depressed and feel bad about things than I make them feel happy. But if I could provide at least like some sort of interesting discussion, or maybe like give people a distraction from the shitty world for a while, or introduce them to cool video games, that's at least a good part of it, right? I got a voice, but it's just, you know, it's very small, but it's still a voice. I can't be the sun, but maybe I could be the moon. That kind of logic. I can't be the thing that you love, but I could probably just be a little distraction that makes you feel better. Because God knows, that's what media does for me, that, like, you know, life sucks, everything sucks, alone, in my head. At least I got cool media that I like, and games that I could play, and things that make me happy. You made 1% less revenue than projected. Duh. Yeah, that's pretty much like how fucking video game development studios are handled nowadays. Some companies are just... the game could be a major success and it's still a projected failure. Their past success really poisoned their ability to see things with a clear vision of, okay, well, not every single game we make is going to be as legendary and profitable as that one that literally put us on the map and made us a household name. And yet, they still treat all their games like that. They like, alright, well, it didn't sell better than the thing that was our best thing of all time. Alright, well, that's a failure. Kill it, kill it. Yeah, boards and investors are crazy. Yeah, so many failed projects, like quote-unquote failed, but like good art ages well. You know, a game like Mr. Mosquito at the time that it launched was probably very overlooked and seen as a failure and like no reason to really make another of the series ever again or try anything similar to it. But hey, you got some weirdo years later who still really likes the game and thinks they're actually incredibly fun games, and you got tons of people picking up all these old failed retro games and streaming them and enjoying them years past their prime and wondering why they don't make games like this anymore. Where did all this creativity go? It failed back then. There's an old saying I think about a lot. Oh, hey Spike. Sorry team, let me do this shout out real quick. We're talking about a whole bunch of slurry of bullshit. You unfortunately caught me during a fucking Splatoon 3 stream. I'm sorry, I'm not playing a cool Scrimlow game. I'm just playing this stupid fucking Splatoon game. You're playing Tokyo Extreme Race. I was actually hoping I'd be able to raid you tonight. Stop throwing Okay, Mechanicat. Okay. Thank you for the raid. If you gotta go to bed or take care of like things, feel free to. It's probably like late as hell for you right now. Caught splooning, yeah. Yeah, I was just like on the topic of just talking about how a lot of games at the time that they come out are just financial failures, and these companies just don't see anything in them anymore and let them rot or never want to do anything with the IPs ever again. And then here we are years later, 20 years later. People are enjoying them everywhere. They're loving them. And they're questioning why these kinds of games don't really get made or exist anymore in this capacity. Where did all the imagination go? And it really is this saying that I think about a lot, about like wise men plant trees that they will never enjoy the shade of. And that's kind of like how these games have operated, is, I don't know, people made a lot of really cool shit, and then they probably got really disheartened that they were failures and maybe dropped out of the gaming industry, or just they don't do anything anymore because no one wants to fund any of their projects. But, you know, years later, 20 years, 10 years, 30 years, people are loving these games. People are enjoying them. It's literally a seed was planted 20, 30 years ago, and they're finally getting the recognition that they deserve. And it's kind of like, it's sad because they deserved better at the time where they were most relevant. But it's just like how art works and how artists kind of like suffer. This is like the creative struggle that people go through. The imagination didn't go, the money did, yeah. I almost picked Team Land. This is like a travel themed Splatfest, by the way. For summer, it's like, what would you rather travel by? Land, sea, or air? And I was gonna be land at first. But then I realized if the whole theme is more of like travel. Now, if it were like having a road trip, then I probably would have chose a road trip. Also, I don't know if you've like seen this scene at all yet, Spike. Let me get into position. Whoa. Whoa, let me put my controller down real quick. We're gonna hop into the car real quick. Oh my god. This is new to this summer that I made. So yeah. It would have been like very poetic for me to choose Team Land and be like car themed for this Splatfest, but no, I didn't. This is like the kind of shit that makes me love VTubing, is the kind of like funny little things you can do and scenes that you could create. And it's just all about imagination, and if you got the skills and the art to do it, you can make it reality. They actually funded Peak back then because it was worth the risk. Now nobody can get shit funded unless it's a guaranteed money IP. Yeah, that's the fucking bitch of it all. But yeah, let's get back to Splatoon, actually. Good old Ragnarok Online music. Okay. Controller back out. How am I doing? We are 620 out of 999, so we are actually almost done, and it's only been 3 hours. I've been winning a lot of matches, strangely. So hello, Quill. Yeah, it's been a very talkative stream. Very, very, very talkative stream. I've been playing more indie games than mainstream lately. Kind of me too. This has been a very modern game year for me. I feel like I've like played a lot of modern games and explored indie games a little bit more than I have been streaming the retro that I usually like to stream. There's still some retro here or there. I still think some of the best streams of this year were the Planet Laika streams. You missed a car already? I'm sorry, Mechanic Cat. In order to catch the car scene, you have to kind of like be here around the start. That's the bitch of it. It kind of it's the porch scene, but for summer now, where we're driving down to the beach. You know, I put all that time and effort into making a scene like that, and it barely gets used. That's the bitch of it. I don't think I have I quite have the pull to have a Zatsudon where we just kind of hang out in the car and talk for like 2 or 3 hours. So, you know, right into the game we go. And it has to share some time with the beach as well, because there's the beach scene. I love when VTubers have a little world that they inhabit. I think world building is something that people need to take a little bit more seriously when they VTube. Your world should be just as much of a character as you are. Build something that feels a little bit more believable. Ah, really bad. That takes effort. Yeah, I know. And I drive myself insane with all the fucking effort that I try and put into shit. So, not actually recommended. Not actually recommended. Just have fun. Do what the fuck you wanna do. Don't listen to me. I'm a 2-view male. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is I'm getting my fucking ass destroyed right now by this enemy team. I don't know, even if someone's not the best artist out there, fucking scribble something up in Microsoft Paint and use that as your background. That's more endearing than going to a fucking library of anime backgrounds that have nothing to do with your character whatsoever. Even the shittiest scribble you could like put to a canvas has more of your personality in it than anything you could download off of the internet for free. Sure, it might look better. It might like be very pleasant to look at, and people might like it better. But if you want to be you, if you want to do what you want to do, if you want to inject yourself into what you do, being self-created is really nice, regardless of skill. Sorry if you hear me being hungry over here. My stomach's growling. I'm like, all right, when did I last eat? It's like breakfast, and it's already like 8 p.m. I'm gonna like have to end stream whenever I hit max rank and go figure out what the hell I'm gonna do for dinner. I don't even know. Well, actually, I could warm up some spaghetti.
Delicious spaghetti.
That sounds good tonight. How many animal familiar forms do you have? Cat, crow, rat, rabbit, snake. Literally anything. A familiar could be like any animal. Any animal. It's the preferred summon of the person summoning me if they choose the familiar form. I could be a monkey. I could be a hedgehog. I could be anything. I don't have anything up on the screen. Okay, I'm like, did I forget to remove an image from earlier? That's always my worst fear, is I'll be playing a game for an hour straight and forget that I like had half the screen being blocked out by an image and no one will say anything. Get fucked. And then I got fucked. My brain's kind of in autopilot mode right now. This happens when I play too much like Turf War. I just stopped even like giving a shit about the enemies, and it's just like, if it's the opposite color, just cover it up. Don't even like bother trying to fight. Don't even try and win. Well, you know, don't try and win a battle, but try and win the match. The more damage I could do, see, I'm like very outclassed right here. But I realized they did add some new weapons, and there is a new aereo spray variant. I don't know if it like has a good kit to it. Oh my god. That's just my entire team in front of me dead now. Fuck. Fuck. Well, at least I kind of like kept the entire enemy team distracted trying to kill me, but I don't think we're winning this. Fuck. And I'm getting less points when losing this match, which is unfortunate. Yeah, they brought back the Kraken, but it's not as good as it was in Splatoon 1. So I was like super happy. I got my main weapon back, but then I was like, nah, it's just not the same. It's not the same at all. It's fucking awesome though in Salmon Run when you get it, because it penetrates through enemy armor, and if a fly fish is close enough to the ground, you can actually kill it with the Kraken. It's great. It's fantastic. Like, there's been so many rounds where people don't realize you could, like, very easily shift everything in your favor. If you use a well-placed Kraken, you're immune to all the enemies. You're jumping, you're clearing, you're killing. A bunch of difficult bosses all at once. No problem, just Kraken it. So problem solved. Yeah, that was like a really close match. I'm surprised we won that. I have all the Splatoon amiibos. I have every single one. I just don't use the Splatoon amiibo gear. Bum, bum, dun, 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 dun. I maybe don't have it all unlocked. I can't remember which ones I have unlocked, but like, yeah, literally everything. I think the most recent ones with Pearl and Marina, I didn't unlock all the gear for them necessarily. But this here should like be proof enough that I pretty much have all the amiibo. Not that you need proof, or that anyone cares. I think they're some of the most well-designed amiibo and aesthetically pleasing, because I like the ink puddle and colors each of the characters have. And they're in a very unique position where they could release colored variants of them, and they still very much work. Need to sleep. Good luck with the rest of the grind. Thank you for hanging out and chatting today, Soko Heavy. Have a good night. The only ones I have from the Splatoon 3 set is a set that had Little Buddy. Oh yeah, what's his name? Small Fry? Love that little guy. I think he is like actually my favorite of the set. It's crazy how expensive some of the old Splatoon amiibo got, but then they re-released them. So now they like diminished in value. Not that I ever like collected any of it because, oh, it's gonna be worth a lot of money, because no, doing that's kind of like pretty fucking lame, honestly. I just like them as a collector's piece, but I wish I had a living space where I could actually display them in like a glass case or something. But I I haven't been to an IKEA in years, so I don't really have much room. I just store them all in these little cases that I got from Daiso Japan that keep them very clean and keep all dust out, which is nice. Fuck. Yeah, because wasn't the theme of this game anarchy, so they chose all kinds, like... The initial sets for those amiibo, I think, were kind of centered around anarchy, or at least, like, the small fry was, anarchy. I already forget what the boy and girl were, but usually they follow a theme of like school clothing and like sports or martial arts. Cause yeah, you had samurai, you had ninja, and then I think it was martial artists. And the girls were always like more school wear, formal wear. And then the third one, which is Squid, is just always either like mecha or like punk anarchy kind of sets. Then whenever you get the idols, it's usually their clothing or the clothing from the story mode that they unlock. Ah! One was the Karate G, okay. So yeah, it was basically like martial arts. Because like Splatoon 1 was the samurai, Splatoon 2 was the ninja, and this was the Karate G. Splatoon 1 was a mecha, a big clunky ass one. 2 was a more slim modern mecha, and then this one was a anarchy Mad Max style outfit, which complete 180 from the mecha theme that they had going. And then I think it was just schoolgirl, schoolgirl, schoolgirl. And then the Octolines were kind of the weird outlier for the amiibos, because they gave the witch outfit, they gave the knight outfit, and I'm trying to remember what the third one was. The idols for this game just kind of gave their outfits, and like outfits inspired by it. Oh, the blue Octoline from the 3's first wave was the delinquent with the fishbone. Okay, so it was like an anarchy school outfit. Oh yeah, the mascot outfit. How could I forget? Everyone's favorite, beloved, fucked up mascot. Here's all the people now. I was like wondering where everyone was. I still love the effect for the Summer Fest, where it's just all the underwater bubbles everywhere. It feels like you're underwater, there's more of a blue hue to everything. I think that's like really nice. It really does feel like a summer night right now. It is a summer night, what am I talking about? When the Splatoon 1 first came out, those were a lot of like really comfy days spent of that summer, just playing a very perfect summer game. had like this beanbag chair, and I would just sit my ass in it and just fucking play it on my TV for hours and hours when Turf War was actually so new and refreshing. But now, these days, I can't fucking play this game unless there's a Splatfest happening. Turf War is so boring, please. They need to like kind of refresh it and change the rules up a bit, but they're not gonna change what isn't broke, I feel. Nintendo's like very stubborn. They're always like wanting to change things and do new things that piss everyone off. But with like Splatoon, they don't do that. It's like the strange exception of we're not gonna change anything. It's gonna be the same exact game for the most part. It's so funny. Then people be asking for a new Star Fox game for years, and then they're like, oh, well, here's a cool Star Fox game, but it's got shitty motion controls that are gonna absolutely drag the entire experience down and make you hate it. Here's another Star Fox game, Star Fox Command for the DS, where you're gonna use a touchscreen to play it. Fuck you. You wanted the same shit? No, we're not gonna make the same shit. Alright, now here's Splatoon. 3 games in a row, it's the same exact shit. It's kinda... It's really funny. It's really funny when you think about it. It's how anti-change Splatoon is. They always started off with a test Splatfest to stress test the servers, but it's really just a demo to get everyone hyped. Then they drip feed content and add new weapons every week, or they have major patches to keep drip feeding new content and new maps. And it's the same 2 years of support until they kill all the new additions to the game, but at least Splatoon 3 broke it by continuing support through these little seasonal Splatfests. So the Splatoween still happens, Christmas Splatfest, Frosty Fest happens, Summer Nights happens, and then Springfest happens. Those are all still guaranteed, which is nice. So they did, it was more of a patch cycle in Season 2 adding new content in Splatoon 3. But more or less, Splatoon 1 and 2 were like the same exact, what do you call it, development cycle and content path. Like they were just retreating the same ground over and over again. And they tried that with other games too, like Nintendo ARMS. It was the same exact method that they used for Splatoon that worked. They kind of just found a method that worked, and then it affected even a lot of the other Nintendo games, the Mario sports games even. They just realized, oh, we could drip feed new content and new characters into the game every week to keep people coming back and thinking they got more value than they actually did. When, you know, they could have just fucking made the game complete from the start. But no, they made half the game, then patched the rest of it in over the course of a year. And people thought it, you know, I'm getting free DLC. The game you paid for wasn't worth $60. The Mario sports game you paid for was probably like worth $30 at most. And then by the time you got the full experience, it was probably, you were probably already over it and just didn't even care.
Oh wow, they added Diddy Kong.
Yeah, for the final patch a year later. I don't know if that's like actually what happened. Like, I'm just like hyperphrasing here. That yeah, it's just end of cycle patches. They're gonna finally add the final character, and then all hype for the game is gonna die. People are gonna move on to the next thing, and they'll do it over and over again. They'll drip feed more and more content, because they know that model worked very well for Splatoon. And it's nicer on the developers, don't get me wrong. But you see the same common complaint here and there. It feels like the game is unfinished when they first launch it. It feels like half the game is missing, and then the game finally shapes up to being more complete once they finally added all that stuff in. And I keep telling people that, like, yeah, well, it's drip feeding content. Of course it feels incomplete. It is. They keep doing the same shit over and over again. No one notices these patterns, but I'm noticing them. I'm like trying to educate people, like, yeah, this is why you feel that way. This is what they're doing. That's kind of the point. My internet's been having these like little small tiny hiccups that don't completely like boot me off of the internet, but they're just annoying enough that they're noticeable. As a fighting game player, I see what you mean with new content. Yeah, I guess fighting games are a good example. Like, that's their entire model. But now that's just like being applied to every video game. That deserves a fucking booyah. I barely booyah, but if something cool happens, I gotta booyah. Damn. I needed to like be instantly like detonating that. I had to like fake them out, but I didn't. I'm really bad with the reef slider. But it is it's probably my favorite. The reef slider is like really fucking cool and fun to use. It's just a shame I'm not good at it. And here I'm just like using it to cover ground. Come on, guys. We got this, we got this. Every victory I have means I have to play the game a little less. Because it is the part of the Splatfest where I am losing steam. I'm kind of like, alright, I'm over it, I'm done. But I always gotta do it in one sitting. I always gotta reach the top rank. The maximum reward available. Not that it matters. I don't think I've used any of my sea snails in a very long time. They're just kind of piling up and accumulating into a big number. Take this opportunity to drink some Coke. Yeah. Just looked at my Internet Explorer and it's still a fucking Tom and Jerry gotcha. All the ridiculous character art that they made for that, it's so surreal. I have to have talked about this shit on stream before. It's so insane to me that it's just weird Chinese Tom and Jerry gacha MOBA game exists on mobile devices. And you got all the characters in super, like, traditional or fantasy Chinese clothing. They look like they're fucking Dynasty Warriors, but, like, crossovers with Tom and Jerry. And then they have, I think, some original characters in the mix as well. And a lot of the classic ones. It's insane shit. It's insane shit. Look up Tom and Jerry Chase on Google. You will see what the fuck I'm probably talking about. Or it's like Tom and Jerry gotcha. And you'll see some fucking insane shit, and you'll be like, what the hell? It's like a Popeye the Sailor getting a fucking... If he somehow got popular in Asia, and suddenly everyone loved Popeye, and then you started seeing him, like, dressing in very, like, Asian fantasy clothing. It would just look so out of place. I don't know. It's really weird. It's a very weird, pleasant surprise, don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on it. I'm not being like, what the fuck? Ugh, why is this? I love that it exists. I love that it's so fucking weird. We're in the era of everything crossing over with one another, and everything is just becoming like slop. Like pop culture slop. None of it means anything. It's like, oh, there's another crossover happening. Yeah. Did you hear they're putting that character in Fortnite now? Yeah, there's like no one cares. It's just we've become so numb to it all. It means nothing. It's not strange. It's not funny. It's just kind of whatever. But the Tom and Jerry thing, that's not whatever. That's fucking funny. That's interesting. That is something that has expired in our market that is assumed that no one in the United States even cares about all of our classic cartoon characters anymore, but they're finding new life across the ocean in countries that didn't have these characters growing up, and they stood the test of time. The cartoons, the shorts, they all aged well, and they're loved. They're loved by a new generation, a modern generation. It's fucking insane. It's great. Why can't, like, you know, fucking look at Panty and Stocking. Very popular anime, but it's trying to be in the style of what Japanese people think American cartoons look like, even though American cartoons have never looked like that. Or that good, really. It's fascinating stuff. It's fascinating stuff. Kinda makes me jealous, because it's like, damn. Their ideas of our American cartoons are way better than what we actually have. It's kind of like, damn. We could... If only we didn't give up. If only we didn't give up. Powerpuff Girls and Invader Zim looked... I mean, yeah, those were of the era of everything actually having money and budget, and a cartoon could get multiple seasons, and like each episode was 24-minute runtime. Go to now, where a new episode of a show is like 11 minutes. They don't even have a full intro anymore. They're all digitally made or very flat, and it's kind of... Invader Zim, I know, is a very digital-looking show. There's a lot of artistic vision and crudeness behind Invader Zim, which was really amazing, and, you know, it's like my all-time favorite cartoon. I think that's, like, that much is obvious if you fucking look at me. You can probably tell, like, what I'm very inspired by and what I like. But as a kid, even I knew, like, Powerpuff Girls was, it was not a girls' show. It came off to, like, adults as a girls' show. Like, oh, only girls are supposed to watch the Powerpuff Girls. They're like, no, it's like, they got all kinds of fucking cool shit in Powerpuff Girls. Anyone can like Powerpuff Girls. It's for boys and girls. Fucking awesome character designs, awesome episode plots. That was like a show that respected its audience and like respected the art form of animation. It was like doing something new and transformative for the medium. And like what people expected out of cartoons, you know? So, I don't know, back when Cartoon Network used to have those, oh, call this phone number now and you might be a winner in this random giveaway. Like, I did that multiple times for all their shows and I never won. Except there was one time where I won. And I won a copy of the Powerpuff Girls OST. And I got it in the mail. I'm like, oh, awesome. And then my mom was like, oh, I'm gonna give this to your cousin. I'm like, wait, what? Why? It's like, well, she's a girl. She'll like it. I'm like, huh. And she ended up giving it to my cousin. I'm like, god damn it. My mom's not like one of those moms that's like, oh, you're not allowed to... It's like, no, it wasn't that. It's just a fucking stupid thing that she did for whatever reason. Like, I'm still a little bit bitter and pissed off about that. But I'm sure it's something you just easily find online for free and probably uploaded on YouTube a million times, so... Yeah, it's just still owning it physically is like a nice little piece of memorabilia of better times. I just really don't know what my mom was thinking when she, like, did that. My mom never gives away my shit to anyone for free. She always, like, usually checks. I don't think she even ran it by me before she did it. That's just, like, the rare occasion where she's like, oh, my son probably doesn't need this. This is, like, a girl show, so, like, I'll just give this to one of his girl cousins. They'll like it. I'm like, god damn it. It's like, no, Mom, I love the Powerpuff Girls. Why the fuck did you do that? You once tried to call in to win Kevin's car from Ben 10 Alien Force when they had the live-action movie sweepstakes. I think I vaguely remember that. The stuff I'm talking about is, like, way, like, Cartoon Fridays, like, that era of cartoon. Like, cartoons. When they had What a Cartoon, and you could see all these different pilots and pitches for the network, and you could see what actually got turned into shows and what didn't. The original Courage pilot, the original Johnny Bravo pilot, fuck. Even the original Family Guy pilot started as a What a Cartoon short. And, like, when they actually did make... They remade the pilot, and I guess it's kind of like the first episode ever of Family Guy. You can see all the same jokes being made. They just recreated the pilot. It's like really fucking funny. You see the original Family Guy vision, and then you see the modern version that we have now. And it's so kind of interesting how far detached Family Guy is from what it originally was. It was such a very different show when it first aired. Seasonal rot is a real thing. Eventually something just becomes a fucking parody of what it once was. Maybe one day I too will become a parody of what I once was, if it hasn't already happened. I'm pretty sure it's actually already happened. I'm just a fucking parody of myself. Younger VTuber Rick was like, hey, you don't need to, like, talk about your fetishes or, like, let anyone, like, know about the shit that you like, you know? You don't gotta talk about Giantess every stream. You don't gotta talk about Vor. You don't gotta talk about any of this shit. People shouldn't talk about it. Like, and now fast forward, I'm breaking all those rules. I'm, like, putting my past self to shame. Like, yeah, no, you're a fucking freak. You're gonna be a freak. You're gonna alienate everyone. You're gonna regret all this one day, maybe. Or maybe not, who knows. World's kind of a shitty, fucked up thing. Everyone's miserable. Life is, like, not good right now for anyone. And, everything sucks. So I'm, like, kind of like, whatever, I guess. Could it be considered personality suicide? Career suicide? That would imply this is a career. It's not a career, and it never will be a career for me, so... It's some form of suicide. It's not the harmful kind of suicide, just like the fucking... character assassination. But for my personality, I don't know. Fuck, 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 fuck! Oriko. What's Oriko again? I don't know if I'm familiar with Oriko. Oh, Giant Ojo-sama. Okay, okay. So, I hear anime names and I'm like, okay, what character is that? Because I'm really bad with Japanese names, in all honesty. And like, I'm more of a visual person. I know the character from their looks, but like, if I have to fucking remember their name, I'm gonna struggle. I'm gonna really fucking struggle. I'd ask if you want to play Tribal Hunter on stream, but that's more inflation than pure war. And the fact that changed and Tribal Hunter are both Twitch legal will never not be. That's like fucking insane shit. Like, those are 100% fetish games. Oh man, we still got our asses clapped this. Yeah, change is a very kind of game. I'm not gonna ick someone else's yum, but, no. That and Tribal Hunter are not my cup of tea at all. Not at all. So you can imagine why I was very happy to get something like Sayako, which is my cup of tea and is something more, my alley in my aesthetics and my interests. Just because I do the funny 8-8 streams doesn't mean that I'm actually attracted to most, if anything, that happens in those streams. It's more of just the funny concept of archiving a bunch of levels that take place inside something that has eaten you. In most cases, they're not like, you know, attractive women. It started out as like a little shit post of me just like being I'm being cheeky, but I'm also actually a freak, and I'm not really doing myself any favors with those streams. The second one, I don't know, I was less ashamed of the second one. The first one, I was nervous as hell, like, am I really doing this? Am I really like gonna become a massive hypocrite to myself in my original vision of VTubing of like, don't be weird and don't be freaky? Yeah, we're post-psycho world. I threw everything out. We're in the shameless arc. There's still some shame associated, but like, mostly shameless. Just like, alright, well, I'm already dead. They already handed me the gun. They already gave me the ammo. I already shot myself. They can't really do much anything else to me at this point, right? I don't know. I still got viewers, I still got people that want to watch me and show up and chat in my streams, so it's kind of like, maybe it's not so bad.
Fuck.
The fuck it we ball arc, yeah. The fuck it, I'm going downhill in a car and I just ripped out the brakes and you know, I was already going 100 miles per hour downhill and now I don't have brakes anymore, so yeah. Whatever. Time to see what happens. Time to either regret this decision to do that or, you know, realize maybe, hey, it didn't actually fucking matter at all and I was just living in a birdcage in my mind. Who knows? Like I said, it's being more open about things has invited more good into my life than it has invited bad. But I can't say that's gonna be the same experience for everyone. What works for me won't work for others, and sometimes it's like, it's a matter of confidence in how you carry yourself with something. Like, fuck you, I'm not letting you land. I wish I could have like got the roller as well, but as long as I got like someone. Fucking hell, that was such a good placed bomb. Well timed. I can never time that shit. You're gonna do it to me again. No, I just like jumped into the fucking shit show. Okay, this is anyone's game, I think, but I think we've probably lost this one. Yeah, we definitely lost this one. I don't know if it's cope when I say, like, have a strong filter so that you keep the right people close and you keep the wrong people away. I think in my heart it feels like the right thing to do. Sometimes I doubt it, though. I don't know. Yeah, I think you can still do the splashdown. I just never use splashdown. Alright, ending it with a 10 times battle. Good thing is, have we gotten any mirror matches tonight? I don't think so. There's like next to no... I feel like every match has been against land. Not a lot of people seem to be picking sea. Honestly, like, traveling by sea, I don't know, it's more like a luxury cruise thing. You're not really traveling anywhere, you're just like chilling out on a place on the sea. It's not really representative of travel in any way. In older times, it was a valid method of travel. I guess that technically it's not team car either. It could be team trains as well, because trains are landlocked. So, you know, this could actually be a loss for Big Man. If we consider the fact that trains are land travel. We have all the fans who are super, super acoustic about trains. Throwing their lot in, and people who are passionate about trains really fucking love trains. But then there's a lot of people that really love jets, that really love planes. Interesting facet of VR chat is just how many worlds there are that have drivable cars and drivable jets and drivable planes, all kinds of shit. If you ever like want to drive, VR is like kind of fun for that because it just gives you the ability to have a giant open road and city to drive around in, drift cars, do whatever the fuck you want, drive planes through the sky. It's fascinating ways of first-person escapism in VR chat, which are very much appreciated, very much appreciated. Sadly, my controllers don't work so well when it comes to operating vehicles, because I still have the shitty, like, 2016 HTC Vive wands that have, like, touchpads instead of joysticks. One day I'll upgrade my VR. Haha, cope. Shit's too fucking expensive. Come on, Steam, fucking release the next index already. Like, I feel like I'm at least being cutting edge for once. That I'm not using some old busted headset I got off of eBay for like $270. But hey, $270 for like everything included, like fucking controllers and the lighthouses and everything that I needed, all the wires, all the chargers, is a very damn good deal. For something that was like $600 normally, for $270, you know, pretty much half, a little more than half. Well, what you would pay for it brand new. And it was a very good choice I made. I was very nervous about it at first, but I don't regret it anymore. I got so much use out of VR, and VR brought a lot of good into my life. So, yeah. It was a good decision for me, personally. Do so, Orbert. You don't need VR gear to actually play VR chat. You could. Sorry, I'm stretching. You don't need yeah, you don't need VR gear to play VR chat. There's a lot of people that are in desktop mode to, like, you know, kind of like test the waters and see if it's for them. They added webcam tracking too, so you could kind of like pretend that you have a little bit more immersive movement and all that. It's more or less like VTubing, like what I'm doing right now, but in VR chat. And then, you know, congrats on your first win as Air Ruler. You'll get board. The board of Splatfest phone is from the pledge box. The members of the Splatfest float change with each victory. Be sure to get some selfies. Wait, is that new? I don't remember it being like that. Anyways, let's spend our conches in money. Not gonna spend all the money, but just gonna do a few rolls. Because why the fuck not? Let me actually, like... So next time, if we have another seasonal Splatfest, which I'm sure we will, the next will be Halloween. That wasn't a 100 times battle, was it? No, it's just a pity win where it's like, oh, here you reach ruler and you got your first win as ruler. Now you can board the float. Wow. Alright, one more pool. What? Just one more. Just one more. Alright, okay. I've had my fill. Let's go see, like, Inkopolis Plaza. I love that decoration right there. Simpler times. This was the hub area from Splatoon 1. Everything was just in this neat little square. And I really did like that. I liked how compact everything was. I honestly didn't like Splatoon 2. Splatoon 2's hub world. Because it was just more of a line. But it's not as bad as I thought it was. And then, of course, you get to Splatoon 3's hub city and just... It's massive. Everything is crazy, like, spread out. And there's a lot of empty area. But I've come to, like, be less harsh about that, too. Since you do just, like, have quick travel in the game and everything. Each city has its own little decoration. They're repping the fucking flamingos. Look at this. This is cute. I like this. This is like the best little centerpiece in all of the hub worlds. Yeah, let's go back to Splatsville. We could board the float with Big Man. There we go, look at him, look at him. Yeah, it's just a pity picture. But It's cool if you like win a 100 times battle and you get to do this and it means something, but like as it currently stands, it's like now they're just letting anyone on the floats. It doesn't have any impact anymore, but I guess it's still an appreciated little change because it's like a little momentum to celebrate representing a team or whatever. Yeah, it's very frustrating to lose a 100 times battle and everything. But yeah, I love that. The watermelon big man design is really fucking good. Really makes me want watermelon. It's so shiny too. I wish I had a Switch too. I'm just being really frugal. I don't want to like buy it right now. But yeah, there we have it. This has been Summer Nights 2025, land versus sea versus air. Of how would you prefer, or what's your favorite method of travel? And my reasoning was, if I'm gonna be going someplace, I want to get there as fast as possible and enjoy my time there. If the whole point of traveling is to have a road trip, then I would choose land and, like, you know, go on that adventure on a road trip. But I need friends to be able to do that, and I do not have friends to be able to do that, so I get terrified of getting lost out on the road and driving. So whoops. Yeah. Yeah, very surprisingly active Splatoon stream, which I'm happy. I'm happy it ended up being a very nice Splatoon stream, even though I was probably a little bit of a shithead sometimes and a very opinionated, as I usually am. But hey, this is just kind of a part of me being a toxic nerd. I want to say, isn't it charming when a nerd is a nerd? But it probably isn't. I probably have to make some adjustments to how my mouth animates too, because I'm noticing like it's always open when I talk, like way too open. Unless it looks good, I don't know, I don't know. My rigging, I wish I was better at rigging. Never buy a console at launch. The thing is, I don't think the Switches ever really went on sale. They were already, like, selling so well. So my hope was that the Switch 2 would be a failure and that they would do a price drop, but that didn't happen. I don't think it's a failure, and it's not gonna be a failure. So it's probably gonna stay the same price it always is. And I'm probably just gonna be a late adopter to it, which sucks. Who is currently live on Twitch that I could potentially send you guys over to? I see a lot of people live right now. I don't know if I want to, like, raid someone that I've, It's always a tough decision of who I want to send you guys over to. I always get nervous about raiding someone who's a bigger streamer, but it's kind of, like, easier to raid a bigger streamer and just dip, because they're not gonna, like, they're not really gonna care or notice too much. If I raid someone that is on the smaller end, it's kind of like harder to walk away at that moment, because like you want to hang out and chat with them for a bit, but like I'm like really hungry. I kind of need to like, I need to raid and scoot. I need to raid and scoot. Okay, I know who we're gonna raid. I know who we're gonna raid. Thank you for the stream and nice topics once more. Were they nice? Were they nice? Thank you for watching that guy from somewhere. Getting lost is so common for me that I just consider it part of the travel experience. Yeah, it's like a very positive, like, glasses half full way of looking at it, but I'm a very glasses half empty kind of guy. I'm like, oh shit, I'm lost, I'm wasting time, oh fuck, I just ruined everything, oh shit, I'm gonna be late, you know. It's like, oh cool, I'm lost, but hey, I found a cool place, I'm gonna stop by and admire nature, go explore this, like, weird place and see some cool things. It's, that's the magic of a road trip. You're either a hypochondriac or you're like, oh cool, I'm lost. Nothing matters. It's like, nothing matters. Or, nothing matters. You know, that kind of outlook. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for lurking. Hopefully next time I have a fun little game to play and show you guys. We'll see what I feel like playing next. I'm not making any promises right now, so I'll just leave it a mystery. As per usual, just keep an eye on my social media, or, you know, keep the alerts on for when I go live, or be a part of the Discord or whatever. And you'll just get notifications, or you might see me talking about, oh, I'll do a stream tonight or whatever. Yeah. Thanks for watching, thanks for lurking. If you're watching the VODs over on YouTube, thank you very much. I appreciate all the support. Amazed you made it through an entire Splatoon 3 VOD in the year 2025. No one should in their right mind be watching a fucking recorded stream of a fucking Splatoon event. In a very, like, you know, yeah, you'll watch one Splatfest, you'll watch them all. They're the same exact shit. Anyways, yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for lurking. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, bye-bye. Farewell, oyasumi, see you next time. I don't have a night version of this scene, so let's just say it's, the sun started to raise. It works that way too, doesn't it? Yeah.